Hey guys, it's Debbie. We are back with the afternoon session of the DTE Imposter murder trial. DTE is the electric company in Michigan, and two not so bright guys decided they were going to pretend to be employees looking for a gas leak and do a home invasion that ended up in a man losing his life and another woman being duct taped, and she was able to free herself, call 911, and they got $300, a cell phone, some costume jewelry, possibly an Apple Watch. I'm not sure if they stole it or just threw it away from her to where she couldn't get to it. That wasn't really clear in the testimony. Hey, Nichelle. Hey, Judy. Hey, Nancy. Man, I gotta go back to the dermatologist, you guys. Get back on my psoriasis medicine. So they are back in the courtroom. Nothing has started yet. This morning, let's see, we heard from Detective David Packmeyer, who is that who we, I didn't put a break in here. Is that who we started with? Well, we finished up with Mr. Brond. He actually was still on the stand when we started this morning. Yes, I was very, very tired. So we didn't finish Mr. Brond yesterday. We finished up from yesterday, but he was still on the stand this morning. He was a former employee of Zuozo, who identified him from the ring camera video. Detective David Packmeyer. He showed us the video that the fake DTE truck was found on. And they found the truck on fire. And then Hernandez's Jeep was found on the ring camera footage following the truck like 5 minutes after it, and then they found the truck was burned in a field. They also showed footage of them I gotta get better at my note taking. Jeez. Footage of them at Home Depot purchasing things that was used in the robbery. Then we talked to Eric Hill, who was a police officer that happened at that point. He was in plain clothes in a plain car. Got called to the burning truck. There were two firefighters there who they were on their way to lunch, and they stopped when they saw the burning truck and had called for other fire. Yeah, Travis loves Home Depot too. I don't. Then we heard from Martez Dixon. He was a lieutenant with the fire department and also the fire investigator. He found that the fire started inside the vehicle, but he did not know what the cause of the fire was. Then we heard from Casey Jones, who was a policeman from Louisiana, who stopped Hernandez in Louisiana because there was, he said it was a felony traffic stop, which means that they had a bolo out on the car. So in Louisiana, the car was seen and they stopped him, and he had stolen items in the car, and he had the DTE signs that was on the side of the truck. Why didn't he just burn the signs when he burned the truck? Why did he take the signs off and take them with him? That's weird. Or at least throw them away somewhere. Why did he keep the signs? Gas meters. Like, he should have ditched all that stuff. He had his wife and his kids and pets in the car. They set up the wife and the kids and the pets at a pet-friendly hotel when they arrested him. He was on his way to Texas. And there was some, I don't know what the deal was, but Hernandez's attorney asked if they found any gloves. He said no, there was no pictures of gloves, there was no gloves in the report. But then on redirect, ta-da, there were gloves that they actually showed us. I don't know what the big deal was about the gloves, but anyway. And then the last witness we saw before lunch was Sierra Ramirez, and that was just DNA results. You know, the big numbers, they can be certain things they were excluded, certain things they were included on, blah, 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 the boring stuff that I just only half listen to because I don't care about DNA. If it's significant, I'll write it down like, oh, they found his DNA on what you watch, but whatever. I just wrote DNA results. Hernandez is married. The big guy is married. She also is an accomplice and may be charged in the future because she was with him and helped him get those custom-made signs to put on the side of the truck that said DTE to make them think that it was the electric company. So I don't know why Court TV is not showing this trial like this. They're showing bits and pieces of it. I didn't watch it, but I saw a thumbnail for one of the witnesses when I was wandering around YouTube during the break. Yes, he is. He is a big boy. It makes me mad that people do this and they usually only get a small amount of money for it. I hate home invasions. I mean, I hate all crime, but I really hate home invasions because of all the places that you go in the world, your home is the one place over any other that you should feel safe. That's yours. That's your safe. That's your, that's like, when you're a kid and you're playing tag or hide and go seek or whatever, and you run for that safe spot. You run for home base. That's safe. That's what your home is. You're safe. I remember when I was a kid, we went. One of my cousins got married. I don't remember if it was on 4th of July, but it was 4th of July weekend. And so we went to her wedding, and we came home, and we live right now we live, like, you can see the prison out my back window. So we live very, very close to a prison. And my uncle, he's gone now, but he used to live out, I mean, if it weren't for all the trees, you could see the house where he lived. Because this all used to be my family farm. So my grandfather divided it up for all his kids. And then in the next town over, my piano teacher's husband was the judge. And then we lived in another town very close, like the next town over in the other direction. And my dad was a highway patrolman. So, and this is like a, I don't want to say, it's not a juvenile facility, but it's youthful offenders. So I guess they're young when they go there, and then, you know, they get older. So it's not all like young guys, but so it's not like murderers and stuff. I don't know what kind of crimes, but anyway, it's not like maximum security thing. Anyway, that weekend, somebody escaped. I don't know. I think it was more than one. I don't know how many. Like, it was at least two, but I don't know how many. They broke into my uncle's house. They broke into the judge's house. So this was a targeted thing against law enforcement. My uncle was a sheriff. They broke into his house. They broke into the judge's house. And they broke into my dad's house, to our house. All three houses that weekend. And that's a creepy feeling, to know that someone has been in your house when you were gone. I'm glad we weren't home. Well, they didn't break, every house was empty. They made sure that there was nobody home. They even broke into my dad's patrol car. They stole a full uniform, brass knuckles, a nightstick. They didn't get a gun, thank God. We had like a built-in sideboard in our dining room, and we never had a gun safe. And we had a gun stuck between like linens, like tablecloths and stuff in that sideboard. If they had started at that end, they would have got the gun. They started at the other end where we had like dishes and silverware and whatever. If they'd started at the end with the linens and the, you know, tablecloths and placemats and all that, where the gun was hidden, they would have found the gun. But they started at the other end and they didn't find anything of value. They stopped before they got to the cabinet that had the gun in it. Now, tell me that's not God. They would have had a complete patrol uniform with a gun. They stole my mom's jewelry boxes. She had these big jewelry boxes that were like, when you opened them up, they were like 3-tier. They had all kinds of, they only had cosmetic jewelry in them. But they locked, and they couldn't get them unlocked, so they just took the whole thing. And her real jewelry were hidden behind the washer and dryer, which they didn't think to pull out to look for anything. So she didn't lose her real jewelry, but they stole my baby teeth were in that jewelry box. Oh my God. They were still in your house, or they'd been in your house while you were gone? See, that's terrifying to me. Absolutely terrifying. That's, oh, no, 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 no. My house is my house. Don't go in my house. Like, even my stepdaughters. And you might think this is cruel. My stepmom did it to me and it pissed me off though, so maybe it didn't feel right when she was on the other foot. After my dad died, my stepmother wouldn't let me come over here because we lived next door. I lived in this house with my dad before my stepmom ever met him. And then after he died, she wouldn't let me come over here unless she was home. And I hated that. But I guess I get it now because I don't like it when my stepdaughters come over here and we're not home. So I guess I get it. I can understand it now, but I don't trust my stepdaughters. I don't know what they're going to do when they're over here. Did you have an alarm system like with an alarm company? Aren't they supposed to call you and tell you somebody's in your house or call the cops or something? I had a friend that they got robbed and they were home. This was in the middle of the night, and my friend said, and this was when my friend was a kid, because we were kids, and she was telling me about when they got robbed, and she said she was in bed and she opened her eyes and saw the guy, and then just closed her eyes and pretended to be asleep because she didn't want him to do anything to her. Oh my God. That's terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. So there were no, it didn't have, a security system where it was hooked up to somebody watching it? Man. We live out in the country, literally out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we're 15 minutes from town, but it's a very small town. We live, there's a dairy property all out here. A dairy over that, the actual dairy itself is that way. And there's a prison that way. And our neighbor that way has his own little farm. And then all the other people that live back here work at the dairy. So I am literally the only residential person out here. I mean, my neighbor technically, his is like a hobby farm, I guess. He might sell some of these things to the local store like my dad used to do, but basically it's a hobby farm. So really, we're the only residential people out here. And he cut me off from the highway, jerk face, by closing this road because somebody ran into his fence. So my road to my house, the way you have to come in, and the county has stopped maintaining my county road. So it looks like a little cow trail now, and nobody can find me. I'm literally back here in the middle of nowhere, and I don't know if that's good or bad. Sometimes I think it's good when I watch the news and see all the crap going on everywhere. And Judy, every day, there's another shooting, there's another bomb threat, there's another shooting. I'm like, thank God I live in the middle of the nowhere. Now that's smart. That is smart. Because they don't know if you have a gun or not. Yeah, that would scare somebody. That would be the smart thing to do. Is this worth losing your life over? Absolutely. That's, I don't know if you've heard me tell this story, Nichelle. I know I've told it. But I came home one night years ago when my dad and I lived in this house before he got remarried. I came home one night and he was sitting pitch dark. No light whatsoever was on in the house. And so I thought he had gone to bed already. I'd been at my friend's house and I came home and I walked in the front door and he was sitting in his recliner wide awake with a rifle across his lap. I said, Daddy, did a prisoner escape? He goes, yep. I was like, okay. I just went in my room, went to bed. I was like, okay, I'm safe. But I know, like, that one time back in the, I think it was like back in the 80s when that one prisoner escaped. It went to my uncle's house that was close. But I think for the most part, are you going to turn the sound on? I've checked. It's not paused. I've checked twice now. I do not have it paused. I'm caught up with live. I did everything right today. Turn the sound on. But, you know, I've always said if they're going to escape, they're not going to stay around anywhere close. Probably the worst they're going to do is steal my car. And it's a 2001. So, yeah, that's scary. Like, I was just thinking about that earlier. I was doing my Bible study. My new Bible study is, what is it? Calm Moments for Anxious Days. So every day you write down my anxious thoughts to release. And my anxious thought for today was one day I will be old and alone. Because I just have a feeling, I don't know why, just a feeling that Travis is going to die before me. And then I'm going to be all by myself. And that scares me. I can't talk to my neighbors because they're all Mexican. They're all here on a work visa or something to work at the dairy. So I can't even do that. And the one next door hates us now. I don't know what. I don't know what happened. I don't know why he started. He's even family. Distant family, but still family. And I don't know what happened. We didn't do anything to him. He just started hating us. I have no idea what happened.
Hernandez, case number 2024-291945 FC.
John Petroff and Andrew Magaro on behalf of the people.
Good afternoon, Michael McCarthy, P3016, appearing on behalf of Joshua Zuazo. Mr. Zuazo is standing to my left.
All right.
Hello, Michelle Lawson on behalf of Carlos Hernandez, who's standing to my right.
Okay, all right. I see everyone. Welcome back. We have to address a juror. The court did receive an email, and you guys can be seated now. The court did have an off-the-record conversation with the attorneys just to let them know that today on October 2nd, 2025 at 1:12 p.m. I was in my chambers. An email came through from who I believe is juror in juror pool B. I do believe he's juror in seat 2. I'll read, I've already discussed the contents of it with the attorneys. I'll read it on the record once juror in seat 2 is here so everyone can hear the correspondence, as there could be no private communication between the court and the jurors at this time. All right, let's bring in then in jury pool B, seat 2.
Are they going to have to let another jury go? This is day 3. This is going to be the second juror that they've had to let go?
Hi there, juror pool B, seat 2. Have a seat, sir. All right, well, I mean, I had an off-the-record conversation with the lawyers about the email that you sent to me. I mean, I can't express my level of frustration enough. All right, I think I made it very clear through all my instructions throughout that there should be no communication whatsoever with anyone involved in this case. That also includes me, all right? You are a sworn juror. That is a very important task. So all the parties need to be aware of what the email says, so I'm going to read it into the record so that everyone is aware. The email was received today, October 2nd, 2025 at 1:12 p.m. It says, Your Honor, it is an honor being chosen to participate in doing my duty as a citizen in your courtroom. I am a juror in Juror Pool B in this week's case. However, I wanted to send you a formal complaint about the juror handling. Tuesday and Wednesday, I've asked about receiving some sort of jury schedule so I could accommodate my work and personal life outside of court. They said they'll let me know. No reply, no recognition to the question. Thursday, today, during the beginning of today's trial in the morning, I was very hot and sweating in the courtroom. Luckily, you called an early 20-minute break. I asked the handler if I can go really quick to my car to change out of a shirt that I had in my car. The handler said, give me 5 minutes, I'll let you know. She never came back and only came back to let us back in the courtroom. I told her, why did you ignore me? And she said, oh, you can't go until lunch.
Oh
I said,
my God.
You said you'd let me know in 5 minutes. We've been on break for about 30 minutes where I could have changed my shirt. She replies, I'm letting you know now. Clearly, my comfort hygiene in the courtroom is not her priority, nor my question. The juror handling experience personally has been very poor and not considerate of any questions or requests. At the end of the day, I was chosen to be a juror and I'm happy to do my duty, but anytime I've asked the personnel a question or request, they've essentially ignored. They only speak to you to let you in and out of the room. Thank you for your attention to this matter, and you signed your name to it, sir. I'm not going to read your name into the record as of right now due to the court indicating that I would only call jurors by their seat number, and that's for purposes of judicial economy, so juror in seat 2.
Excuse his ass.
Signed this. All right, so there's a lot of questions that come from this, all right? So I guess to be clear, the members that are helping jurors come in and out are employees of the courthouse. They are not handlers. I instruct them to ensure that the jurors remain in a safe place and together. And we discussed the possibility of security concerns regarding my hallway, having 2 additional chambers. Those individuals don't have the capacity or frankly, they're not in a position to allow you to go to your car. It is not something that they are personally holding against you. They're simply following the court's instruction. I was also clear about my instruction that there should be no communication with those persons. If there's anything that needed to be communicated with, it would be in the courtroom, in the presence of everyone. As there could be no conversations had among anyone unless it's out here where we're video recording and everything I'm saying is on the record right now, okay? So it's not a personal attack on you, but there's concerns now based on the fact that you sent me an email. I know my email is readily available online. My assumption is in order to get my email, you would have to Google me to get that. So our number one question here is, how did you receive my email address?
Through the internet.
Okay, so you did use your electronic device then to search my name?
Yes.
And based on that search, what information, if any, were you able to retrieve?
Just excuse him.
Just your email on like a directory kind of page?
Was that on the Oakland County page?
Yes.
All right. Was there anything else associated?
He's gonna
with,
be trouble. Just
this
excuse him.
court or my name that came up in that internet search as it relates to this case?
No.
Okay. All right. So before I let the lawyers ask questions because they have a right to do it, do you understand everything I've shared with you as to why there could not be a release at the time, even though you asked for it and even though you're asking for certain information to be communicated with me? Do you understand why that's not being done?
I just I understand I was wrong in the procedure of contacting you in general. But I thought if there was something during the court that you said, let the person know if you really gotta leave the room or do so, let them know, so.
Okay, so
And I
maybe
thought
there
on
could be some confusion about that. I agree, I know I've said like you can raise your hand, I'm basically saying with me though, because we're all out here together, there should be no communication with those people. Their job is to make sure that you guys are safe and kept together, and they're following the court's instructions, and there's so much going on in a 20-minute break. I wish.
Where'd the sound go? Turn the sound back on. Somebody unplugged the cord. Somebody tripped on the cord and got unplugged. Oh no. I want to know what they're gonna ask him. Turn the sound back on. I don't know, Nancy. They turned the sound off. A juror's getting in trouble. That's all I know. We were hearing it, and then all of a sudden they turned the sound off for no reason. I guess they're not excusing him.
All right, you can be seated. Before we bring back in the jury panels, obviously, Mr. Zuozo it's not his juror, so I don't know if there's going to be a position taken, but I'll hear positions from either parties regarding juror seat number 2 remaining.
They haven't decided
I will
yet.
tell you my thoughts. My thoughts is the court is confident that this email was in no way biased towards one party or another. It didn't say anything like we had a situation with another juror that obviously we're all aware of, like I know a family member or I can't be fair. This is someone simply complaining about the process, being potentially new to the process. Myself and the lawyers are
Sounds like an entitled
doing
jerk.
this all of the time. It sounds like this is something new to the individual who thought that it would be a good idea to reach out to the court. But I don't think that biases the person for one side or another.
it doesn't.
I do believe
I don't like entitled
juror seat
people.
number 2 when he says that by Googling the court, the only thing that appeared would be not news stories associated with this case. I don't think that's uncommon. I think that it's likely that if you were to Google me right now, the first thing that's going to show up is the Oakland County Directory, and then potentially other articles of other matters that I've been involved in. I don't think the news stories and the courts
Let me Google and see
have
what
caught
we
up
get.
to each other at this time. Of course, I could be wrong, so I'll hear from everybody.
People agree with what the court just indicated.
May I have a few moments? to
Sure.
share with my friend? contact and did outside research. My client is desiring to keep him as a juror.
Okay, all right, does your client want me to address the other jurors in that panel to see if he's
Nope, don't
had
say
any
anything about the case.
conversation with them about the Google? I know he indicated he didn't, but I'm happy to inquire if you see fit.
I think that may be appropriate.
Okay, all right, so let's just bring in jury panel 2. B, all of B.
All rise for the jury.
Hi everyone, welcome back. Please be seated. All right, as you can see, you're the only jury in here right now. We'll be bringing back the other panel momentarily, but I do have a question to this panel, and if you could just show me by a show of hands whether or not this occurred. It has come to our attention that potentially someone may have used the internet to Google information about this court. It was primarily done to receive contact information for the court. But I just want to know whether or not
I
any of
think
you
the
have
Google
learned
part-
about that or had a conversation regarding what was
I
either
think that's what
reviewed
she's
when
worried
that-
about, the
if and
Google
when that
part.
was done. A show of hands? Yes, sir.
I looked up the word octotrillion just to figure it out, but I don't know if that was what you're talking about.
Okay, all right. Yes?
I looked at you.
Okay, all right, okay. We cannot do that, all right? So, if you, sometimes the lawyers, as they've said to you and in my instructions, you are going to be curious about.
They turned the sound off again. Why do they keep turning the sound off? Stop it.
Given to you through evidence, which is direct testimony, cross-examination testimony, or any exhibits admitted into evidence. A Google search as to what, I can't even say the word, is not appropriate. Because whatever that search gave, information it gave you, is not evidence. Are you gonna be able to set that aside?
Yes.
Okay, and let me just say for the record, we're at 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, juror in C 12. All right, so what information when you Google that word, can you tell me the word again?
I think it was octotrillion.
Octotrillion. What did you learn when you Googled octotrillion?
It was a pretty big infinitive number,
Okay,
meaning very, very way past a billion and trillion and all that.
okay,
I just never heard it, and I was kind of trying to understand what it meant.
okay. That's exactly what we cannot do as jurors.
Sure.
Only information that we receive is received here in court. Okay?
Sure.
And then 4, 5, 6, you Googled me.
This makes me wonder how many people actually do Google stuff now. that we just don't know.
And I promise you, we'll all get an opportunity to talk when we're done, and I can answer any questions about myself personally. When you looked up that information, did you see any newspaper articles or any news as it relates to this case? Okay.
Oh, I Google things many, many times a day. But the fact that they Googled what was it, octatrillion or whatever? I wonder how many other juries Google words like that they don't know. And we just don't know that. Because she's like, did you Google anything about the case? And they're like no,
I
but...
have a moment to call appellate counsel. I'm not sure at this point. Obviously, a juror has admitted that he's doing outside research, and that gives me some pause.
Okay, and so let's just kind of break through.
Hey,
break
Carla.
that down. I'll absolutely give you an opportunity to call appellate counsel. Juror in seat 2, we're all satisfied at this point, didn't talk to anybody else about this search, right?
Agreed.
Okay. Juror 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Juror 6 did a Google search of the court. And I'm also satisfied that the information that was received was essentially any directories or other, potentially other articles that the court's been involved in, but not in this case. Is everyone satisfied with that?
I agree. I actually
that's
looked
true.
up your name, and the first thing that came up was the Oakland County Circuit Court webpage, and I did not see any news stories on the first page.
Okay, and I'm glad you did that, because that's my understanding as well. Your concern now is juror in seat 12's potential research regarding what that number is,
Yes.
and that he's otherwise admitted to that using an electronic device, which is contrary to what the jury instructions allows you to do in order to research a piece of evidence that was admitted in the trial.
Correct.
Okay, all right, so would you like your client, how long would you like a break for?
I would say just 5 to 10 minutes. I believe my contact would be available by phone, and I don't think it would be hard to reach her, so I just need to have a quick conversation.
Okay, all right, so we'll take a 5-minute break.
Sure.
I will go off the bench, but everyone else is gonna remain.
Understood.
Okay?
And I have permission to step outside.
Of course.
Thank you.
All rise.
Nichelle, did you miss my announcement about Carla Beltane this morning? She is not going to be with us for a while. She had a doctor checkup and her blood pressure is high. And she wants to get it down naturally. So she's going to not be watching trials for a while. Well, you know, they do say don't do any outside research. That would be outside research. But you're right, Judy, it's not specific to that case. It's just a number. And it's not like if you were to Google octatrillion, it would tell you about a court case. It would just tell you what the number is. Yeah, Jill was here yesterday, and I talked to her last night. And I was going to do Brooks after we got done with Betty. But I got to have Jill here. Because she hasn't seen Brooks. And she's got to get her crap straightened out. She's been sick. So we need to pray for Carla. We need to pray for Jill. Jill, I think, is getting better. Because she's popping up now and then instead of just being completely missing. But she's not back to being 100% yet. The thing about having chronic illnesses is a lot of them come with insomnia. And when you have insomnia, then you end up sleeping during the day. And you don't get to do normal things anymore because you're sleeping all the time. Oh, I don't know if that's good or bad, Michelle. That's like with nursing too. Like you could be released to go back to work, but that doesn't mean you can do your job. Which is like with me trying to get disability. Because like, yeah. That's like same with nursing. With the fibromyalgia, like I had no like restrictions. I mean, you have restrictions. With fibro, it's like you don't have restrictions, you're just not physically able to do stuff without pain, you know? My goddaughter went to culinary school and then almost immediately changed majors. She's like, I was in a kitchen full of idiots with fire and knives. I'm like, okay. Because I was like, she was like, well, I went to culinary school first. I was like, oh, cool. What happened? Because then she went into hotel management. And I was like, oh, cool. What happened? You didn't like it? She goes, I was in a kitchen with idiots and fire and knives. I was like, okay. Yeah, workers' comp, when I ruptured a disc at work, they wouldn't even talk to me. They just, like, I did the one application or whatever, and they wouldn't even talk to me about it. They saw that I had a history of back pain, even though it was from fibromyalgia and not like a structural problem in my back. They wouldn't even talk to me. Even though I ruptured a disc moving furniture at work. But because of that, I was on disability from the hospital, and I had to be back in 6 months to get my job back. And I was out for 7 months, so I didn't get my job back, and I went to work at the nursing home where my grandmother lived, and that was how I met Travis. So Romans 8:28 says, all things work for those that love God and are called according to his purpose. So that worked out for me, because if I had gone back to work, if I'd only been out for 6 months and gone back to work, I would have never met Travis. And then 2 years later, I was on disability. 2 years later? Let me see. 3 years later. No. 4 years later. I had my back surgery in 2006. Met him at the end of the year. We got married in October of 2007, and then I went on disability in 2010. My lawyer told me that I got disability because of my doctor, because my rheumatologist, the way he filled out the paperwork for me, he said I wouldn't have got it if it hadn't been for my doctor. And my doctor is now retired, and I don't have a rheumatologist anymore because the other rheumatologist that took over after him, I don't like him. So every once in a while, they send me these forms. I don't know. It's time to review your case. And every time I get one, I just think, oh, crap, because I don't have a rheumatologist now. I just let my primary care doctor refill my medications. And since all my meds are good right now and I'm not in horrible, terrible flare-ups, I don't worry about going to a new rheumatologist. And I have a pain management doctor for my other stuff. You know, my arthritis and stuff. So every time I get one of those letters, I just think, oh crap, what is going to happen? Are they going to take it away? Am I going to have to get a new rheumatologist? What is going to happen? So I got it this year and I filled it out. And I got a letter back, of course, months after I filled the letter out. I filled it out and I sent it back, and the other day I got a letter saying, we don't need to review your case at this time. And I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Because if I lose my Medicare, y'all, I am screwed. Well, if I lose the money, I'm screwed too, but I'm especially screwed if I lose my Medicare. What's retirement age? I'm still like 10 years or more from retirement age too, so. I mean, I could always start streaming Disney World full time. But I wouldn't have any health insurance.
Lawson, what'd you learn?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor, for that break, so I can confer with appellate counsel.
Depends on your
And
age.
after speaking to my client, we are
Right?
okay with keeping the juror that did the independent research. I would ask that he, again, be told that he cannot use the knowledge that he garnered during this independent search when he returns, if he is not an alternate, when he goes back and does his deliberations with the jury. And I would
I
also
think that's
ask
what
or remind
Travis
the jury
says
that any
is.
questions they have are only to be tendered to the court through
I don't know
notes
what
when
mine is.
deliberations begin.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that, people. You comfortable with that?
Judge, yeah, from what we just heard, it's a definition of a number and how many zeros are behind it. In fact, for follow-up, I'll ask Detective Conley tomorrow what octillion means, and that way it's actually on the record, the definition of that, so there's no additional information that he's garnered that won't be on the record.
Well, you're gonna have a difficult time determining what octatrillion it means, because that's the term that was used by the juror. He may have had a difficult time locating it.
I mean, what we all know, and I think everyone can feel comfortable, is that it is
It's a
universally
big number.
large number that is infinite and that is not used in our everyday speech, as most of us cannot even pronounce it, right?
I would say.
Okay, all right, let's bring in our jurors.
I was born in '69. Yeah, so I got 10 years. So if I lose my disability, yeah, he does.
All right, the jury, please.
Except Jelly Roll's lost some weight. I think Jelly Roll's smaller than him now.
Okay, please be seated. Ms. Walton, I want to address you up here. Stand up, everybody. Okay, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I want to remind you that you are not to use electronic devices to communicate with the court, do any independent research on your own, even if it's things that you don't think are important or don't think have anything to do with the case. Researching the court, myself, or any of the attorneys, as you can inadvertently pull up a story that has something to do potentially with this case, and that would therefore make you an inappropriate juror. So we all have our cell phones, we always walk around with them, we all have them with us. They're not to be used unless they are used for something that has nothing to do with the court. So while you're here, don't use your electronic devices for any purpose other than answering your emails or communicating with family or friends, all right, during your breaks, okay? The other instruction I want to give at this time is if you have heard or learned any information outside of the court through research on your own through an electronic device, you must set aside any information that you learned. The only evidence that you are to consider when you go back to deliberate is evidence that was properly admitted into court. As I indicated previously, evidence that is properly admitted into court is evidence by witnesses who are sworn to tell the truth,
Wasn't
that
he like
lawyers
the
are
first
able to
winner?
cross-examine, and any other documents
He
or
was like the
exhibits
first
or
one,
reference
wasn't he?
materials that the court admits into evidence. Nothing else is to be considered during your deliberations. All right, let's get going, Mr. Petrofessa. What do you got next?
People call it Gerardo Saucedo.
Oh. How could I forget her?
Good afternoon, sir. If you could just get in that witness stand, stay standing, and raise your right hand and get you sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony that you're going to provide today is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please be seated and then tell us your name.
Gerardo Saucedo,
My witness, thank you. And sir, can you spell your first name and your last name for us?
Gerardo, last name Saucedo.
And sir, how are you employed?
Self-employed.
Okay, and your self-employment, what is that?
I'm a graphic artist.
Okay, and do you own a shop?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
and what kind of shop is that?
The sign shop.
Okay, and what's the name of that shop?
Mr. Boulevard Signs.
Okay, where's that located?
Southwest Detroit, Michigan Avenue.
Okay, and how long have you been in business?
About 25 years.
Okay, it's same location?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and as a shop owner, what are some of the things that you provide to customers?
T-shirts, business cards, magnetics, banners, anything to do with advertisement.
So if a customer comes in, gives you something they want blown up or made to a sign, things like that?
That's what I do.
Okay, and at some point in October of 2024, did you have to reach out to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office?
He spelled it
And
too
why did you have to do that?
fast.
Because I had made up some magnetic signs, and then I heard on the radio, then I heard on the news that possibly there had been some kind of crime committed, and I wanted to clear my name, that make sure, I was not involved in it.
Okay, and you said you had to make some magnetic signs. What type of signs were those?
For DTE.
Okay, and do you recall what time of year this was at?
What time of year?
Yeah, was it
It was, I think like fall or something, no?
October,
End of summer.
fall 2024?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and is your shop equipped with cameras?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and did you send video clips of that transaction or things that you were going to make for that particular customer?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, at this time, the people are moved to bid and publish Book Exhibit 18A.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
No objection.
And-
15 days in.
Yeah, and sir, it's going to pop up in that monitor. Just have you take a look at that when it pops up, and may ask you some questions. Okay.
I hope he's a better witness than the other casual dude was.
Yeah, I pulled the pipe, I was waiting for a customer, and he just left.
See, there's the wife. She's all in on this
Do you
too.
have like the 18 by 24 or all these 12 by 24? Maybe it's like one. So what do you charge for the 18 by 24 like magnet decals on the side of the car? Up there, you're looking at, I'm sure that's what I got. Well, these are 12 by 24s. But 18 by 24s are about 30 per pair of them. That's not 12 by 24. I need 3 of them. Okay, so 3 18 by 24s? Yeah. I can do 3 for about 60.
And sir, what is that item that you're showing the customer?
I'm sorry?
What is that you're showing the customer? What item?
It was a magnetic for another customer supposed to be picking up their order. So it was a sample, basically.
Okay. And up there that you can see in the top left corner, is that a timestamp of when that video was taken?
Yep.
And what is that date on there?
October 4th, 2024?
So our contract for DTE, so all that say is on there. And then, it's gonna be white with a blue letter, or white with blue? Would it be possible for you to do one like this? Do you want that in, or, and then that, just the basic ones? Yeah, we can, I can do whatever, because they charge, they want a lot for, and it's easier to get.
And sir, do you recall what he was showing you on your phone at the time?
It was the DTF, I was looking at his phone right now. It looked like impact font, DTF letters.
DTF or?
I mean, what,
Would it be correct, would it be DTE?
DT, thank you.
And that was just the customer showing you
The
what?
artwork, what he wanted. I'm sorry.
And your phone number is 830-873-5275.
You want me to do it in my hand and I'll get it?
No, ma'am. Just put Carlos. So you want all three of them, 18 by 24? Yeah. You said how much? You want all three of them? 201. So like 2 DT and then the one with like the little anyway. You want me to send it to you or something? Yeah. Alright, you know I'm ready from the phone. Or what is it? You want 3? You want 3? 400, 400, 43. Alright, I sent you over them. Maybe 150 here. And I've got a question. Yeah. Back in the days, used to be a lawyer shop. That was you too? Man, I used to come here as a kid and buy spray paint tips, and I used to get like the little rims for my bike. Yeah, everything. I remember my Thunderbird, my yellow truck. I remember the yellow truck. I just sold it with about 2 weeks ago. I still have it. And this is the only place you get cash. Nobody else has it. And you know what? I so busy, man. I own this, I was starting a business, and then my wife works for Wayne County, and then we got this Ian, a Mexican import store in Lincoln Park. Yeah, we were in our house out there, you know. And man, it's okay. I know I'm gonna regret, you know, but I mean, right now the time for me to open up that I can't do much shit. And what it is this year, me and my son went down south, we bought a few more trucks for the snow removal business, so we've been back and forth out of town. And then we got a truck in the garage, we're giving a makeover, I sold some of my. Yeah, you guys just do the cars too, right? We like our inside and out, and interior, upholstery, and hydraulic, and all that shit. I still remember this store. But actually, my store used to be 2 buildings over, that was my office, and all of this used to be the garage. Right around here, where we incurred that. Yep, I'm gonna send you thumbs up to me like that. All right. Yeah, I got this one, and I got that one. Just basically the logo on there. Mm-hmm. All right, man, I appreciate you. All right, sir. Good to see you again. As soon as you're ready, I'll be here. We'll do. I'll be ready Monday. That I'll make sure not to get order off. All right, thanks, sir. All right, have a good weekend.
He said, good seeing you again. So he's a repeat customer. So, do you think that the guy really thought he was making signs for DTE? Because he said he called the cops because he didn't want to get in trouble. So, did he think he wasn't going to get in trouble, but then he saw it on the news and then thought, oh crap, I might get in trouble for this? But maybe he knew all along that he might get in trouble, but because they got caught, he said something? Because he just said, good seeing you again.
Sir, that person that came to your store on October 4th, 2024, and have you made DTE signs for him, is that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
And can you please identify him as somebody's witness?
I'm sorry?
We identify him by something that he's wearing.
A blue shirt?
Around with the record reflecting card ID has been made to Mr. Hernandez.
The record reflect the witness has identified defendant Hernandez.
And sir, did you make those products that Mr. Hernandez purchased?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And I saw in the video that, did you take Mr. Hernandez's phone number?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and were you able to communicate with Mr. Hernandez through that phone number that he gave you?
Yeah, I think maybe after I might have designed the artwork, I might have sent it to him for approval.
And you had communication with him with that phone number that he gave you in the shop that day on the 4th?
Yes.
Now, the people are going to move to admit and publish people 17A, B, C, and D at this time.
B, B, C, and D. Any objection?
No objection.
No objection. There.
And so they're going to pop up on your screen and let me know if you recall this. This is people 17A. Is this a text message that you would have sent to Mr. Hernandez and one that you would have given the Oakland County Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Okay. And is that you in the blue sending a message? Is that your message?
Yes.
Okay. And the white would be Mr. Hernandez's response?
Yes.
And this is 17B. Is this, right here, is this you sending designs or potential designs over to Mr. Hernandez?
I would think so.
Okay. And this thumbs up, would that be an approval for Mr. Hernandez based on the design that you sent him?
Yes.
And is this more communications, Mr. Hernandez asking you if you were able to get that centered?
Yes.
Okay. And then that's him replying, thank you?
Yes.
And then is that him asking, will they be ready today?
Yes.
Okay. Is that you advising him when they'll be ready?
Yes.
Lastly, what is this a text message of?
I'm showing him a sample of his orders ready to be picked up.
And that was the final product that you were making for Mr. Hernandez?
Correct.
Okay. And just based on based on this final communication you have with him, does Mr. Hernandez come back in that store and pick up the items that he had you make?
Yes, it was him, I think.
Okay. And on that day he goes to pick up, was your store still outfitted with cameras?
Yes.
Okay. At this time, people are moved to admit and publish people's 18B.
I have no objection, Your Honor.
Consent.
And sir, can you tell me, would that be an accurate time and date stamp for this picking up of the signs?
Yes, I would think so.
And what date is that?
October 9th, 2024.
Good question.
Sounds great, hey, you all right? Good, how about you? Now, let me tell you straight about these. When you install them in your truck, now when I cut these, I cut them around the corner for 2 reasons. That when you're driving the freeway, blah, blah, the wind won't jump underneath there and not come off, you know, okay? But when you wash your truck, obviously make sure you clean your truck good, clean these up real good, and make sure there's nothing, not even a couple of dust or anything. That little fucking couple of dust cause a little fucking nipple, and that'll go out there to sleep in there, blow it off. Okay? So there goes your back one. And 2 side ones.
Oh, he ain't gonna use them that
All
long,
right.
dude. You don't even need to worry with
Well, I'll send you something else,
instructions.
keep in mind. Absolutely will. All right, take care, man. Have a good one.
And sir, is the same person who came in to pick up the signs on the 9th, is that the same person who dropped off what he wanted done on the 4th to you?
Yes.
Okay. And that item that he was picking up, are those magnets that you can stick on a truck?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
And at that time, when this transaction was occurring with picking up, did you have any concerns about what those were going to be used for?
He told me he was a contractor. I get plenty of contractors come to me often, you know, and I'm here for advertisement.
And it wasn't, and it's fair to say that it wasn't until you saw news reports about this particular incident that this sparked a memory for you.
Actually, I was driving home from work, and I'm always listening to news radio, and I heard about this sad incident that happened, and it clicked in my head right away. Man, I just done some magnetic signs, and I hope there's no tie between them. So I went home, I'm having dinner, and I turned the TV on, and now I saw it on the news. And I told my wife, you know, I've been involved in this, unfortunately.
And then when you talk to your wife and you explain that, is that when you decided to contact the Oakland County Sheriff's Office?
No, I called my attorney right away, and he's the one who advised me to.
All right, thank you. I have no further questions.
Well, at least he's smart.
Zuozo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Sesita, my name is Michael McCarthy. I represent one of the defendants in this case, Joshua Zuazo. I have a few questions to ask you, sir. If I don't make myself clear, please tell me that, and then I'll rephrase the question, all right?
Yes.
Now, that first exhibit that we looked at, the first video we looked at, that was admitted as Exhibit 18A, is when the person you've identified as Mr. Hernandez made the order for obtaining the DTE energy signs.
Correct.
And that happened on the 4th day of October last year, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, there was a person that came into that office or your showroom, your store, with him and left with him. Do you remember seeing that person?
It was a
there?
female.
It was a woman there. And did you ever seen that woman before?
I've never seen either one of them before.
Okay, but
Why do you think it's seeing
you
you
do
again?
recognize Mr. Hernandez to be the man that was in your store making that purchase, is
Now
that
with
right?
video, yes.
Okay, and the woman, is that the same woman that came in with him?
Yeah, I mean, you've seen her come in on the video, so yes. I mean, but if I was to see her in the street right now, I wouldn't be able to identify her.
I understand that, but he came with a woman.
Correct,
He
they both walked in
conducted
together.
some business with you in order to make the purchase or to make the order.
Right.
And then he left, and the woman left with him, is that correct?
They came in as a couple, they left as a couple.
Thank you very much, I have nothing further.
Cross-exam Hernandez.
I have no questions, thank you.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You may step down, sir.
And make this with the safety.
No objection.
Called Danielle Diaz. Judge, if I could approach this with the attorneys just for logistical.
Thought you worked in construction. You construct signs? He said he was a contractor. Do independent contractors have electric company logos on their truck? Sound.
Yes. Your witness.
Good afternoon. This is not easy being here. Am I right on that?
Correct.
Okay. We've met once before today, and that was in district court at the preliminary examination. You remember us meeting then?
Yes.
And that was the first time we've ever met face-to-face?
Yes.
And today's the second time we've ever met face-to-face?
Yes.
You testified at the preliminary examination?
Yep.
You recall that?
Yes.
You were placed under oath and you testified there?
Yes.
Okay. Since that time, I think we've had maybe 1 or 2 phone calls in the last couple of weeks regarding the logistics of getting you here because you notified us that you had had a surgery. Is that fairly correct?
Yes,
Okay, and you were gonna have difficulties driving here because of the obvious surgery, so you needed a ride. Is that
Yes.
fair to say?
correct.
And then we met again, probably an hour ago, just to talk about testifying and what to expect. Is that
Yes.
accurate?
Yes,
Okay.
You have a connection with a woman named Amanda Diaz?
Amanda Hernandez, my daughter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, does she officially take Hernandez at this point?
Yes,
Okay, but before that, she was Amanda Diaz?
correct.
Okay, and how are you related to her?
She's my daughter.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
55.
You're gonna have to,
Oh, 55.
and you need to speak up very loud for the folks in the first and second row.
Okay.
And how long has your daughter been married to Carlos Hernandez?
It's been a little over a year now, like a year and, today's
A
the
little
second.
over a year?
A year and a month, yes.
Okay. And prior to that time, were you aware that they had been seeing each other?
Yes.
Okay, how long do you think it was, if you go back in time from today's date, not from the last time you testified, but from today's date back, how many years do you think it was that you first knew of Carlos Hernandez being in your daughter's life?
I believe it's like 3 years.
Okay, and do you see Carlos Hernandez in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do. Could
Could you please point to and identify an article of clothing that he's wearing?
Carlos Hernandez in a blue polo.
I'm going to make the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
The record reflect the witness identified defendant Hernandez.
And can you tell us, are you employed?
Yes, I am.
And where are you employed?
At Home Depot,
Okay, which Home Depot are you employed at?
Telegraph Road,
And how long have you worked for Home Depot?
27 years.
Do you have a residence that you've lived at?
Yes, I do.
Okay, I don't want to know the address,
Okay.
but what city is that house located in?
Lincoln Park.
Going back in time, was there a point in time when your daughter Amanda was living up here in Michigan before she moved down to Texas?
Yes.
Okay, when was it your best guess that when she was living full-time in Michigan before she moved to Texas?
Like, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, because she moved down to Texas prior to any, she lived down there for a
Okay.
while.
And your daughter, does she have a child?
Yes,
And is the child fathered by Mr. Hernandez or somebody else?
someone else,
Okay, is that somebody else, somebody who lives in Michigan or lives in Texas?
Texas.
And how old is that child now?
He will be 4.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I'm having a difficult time hearing, and I'm concerned that the jury sitting in the front rows will
Can you
also.
guys hear? You guys are good? Okay, just try to raise your voice as
Okay.
much as you can. We understand it's difficult.
Okay. Is it fair to say you're very close to your grandchild?
Very.
Okay, and you take care of him or her?
Him?
You take care of him when needed, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, if your daughter was to leave the house, would they get an outside babysitter, or would you be?
I would be the person.
Okay, and your daughter Amanda, did she have, going back in October of '24, did she have a residence that was out of state?
Yes.
And what city was that?
Katy, Texas.
Was that a house or an apartment?
A house.
Did they rent or own it?
Rent.
Okay, and would she and the defendant come back and forth to Michigan to visit?
Once they went down, they didn't, I think they were there until, the wedding.
Okay, and we're talking, the wedding was, what year? 2024?
2024.
Okay, and when they would come back to town, meaning Amanda and the defendant, would they stay with you or would they stay with other folks?
With me.
Okay, would they ever stay with other folks or was it always with you?
No.
When they
with me.
came up from Texas, did they fly or drive?
Drive,
Did you, were you aware what type of vehicle they were driving?
a Jeep Grand Cherokee,
Was it white in color?
yes,
When they had returned here from Texas about a year or so ago, was there a wedding that took place?
yes,
Okay, and that was the wedding between your daughter and the defendant, is that correct?
that was their wedding,
And you had involvement with that wedding?
yes,
Okay. Did you have involvement and any knowledge of an individual known to you at the time by the name of Yogi? Did you know that person by the name of Yogi?
I knew the name, yes,
Okay, and prior to testifying in this case down at district court, you didn't know Yogi's legal proper name, is that correct?
no,
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to look around the courtroom and see if you see Yogi in the courtroom today.
he is right behind you in a blue shirt,
Your Honor, may the record reflect this witness has identified the defendant.
Record reflect the witness has identified defendant Zuozo.
And in the preparation for that wedding, were you aware of Yogi being attempted to be fitted for a tux for that wedding?
yes,
Now, how many times would you say you had met Yogi by the time of October 11th of 2024? How many times did you physically met him?
one physical time,
Okay. And was that a time when you went to Yogi's house, a restaurant, or did he come to your house?
my house,
And did he come to your house with the defendant, or did he come alone to see the defendant?
not really too sure on that,
You don't know how he got there?
no,
Okay. In October of 2024, we have talked about the white Jeep that was there that was brought up from Texas. Was there another white truck, pickup truck that started to appear in front and by your house?
yes,
And how long before they left would you say that white pickup truck appeared in front of your house? Your best guess?
I would maybe say a week and a half, but I'm not for sure.
Okay. And did you ever have any conversations with Mr. Hernandez about how did that truck appear in front of your house?
I don't know if I spoke to him or asked him, but I just asked whose truck was it.
Okay. Truck that was.
Well, I'm just ask, who's the speaker? Because it's one thing if it's Mr. Hernandez, it's quite another if it's a third person.
I totally agreed. I'm just asking a yes or no question at this point. Did you ever get an answer to that? I'm not asking who said it yet. Did you ever get an answer to that?
Yes,
Okay, and now, as Mr. McCarthy had pointed out, can you tell us, was that from Mr. Hernandez, Amanda, or somebody else?
I honestly cannot remember which one, either Carlos or my daughter tell me.
Don't tell us what they told you.
Oh,
You
okay.
did get an answer to it. Okay, as far as the answer that you received, there was nothing that came to mind that there was something nefarious or illegal going on with that truck. Is that fair to say?
Fair to say, yes.
Okay. If that was something that was illegal, you would have called the police, you would have told them to get the truck out of there. You wouldn't want to be a part of that. Is that fair to say?
Yes,
Okay. You know why you're here today, and you know all the allegations that have gone on regarding the events from last year. Did you have any knowledge of what was going on before those events took place?
no,
Okay. Did you have any direct or indirect involvement in the events that took place in Rochester Hills last year, a year ago?
no,
Now, there is a time that what happens in Rochester Hills gets brought to your attention. Is that fair?
yes.
Okay. Do you recall where you were when you first heard, don't tell us what you heard, but when it was first brought to your attention that something was going on that may involve your family?
It was Saturday. I was at work.
Okay. So you learned of it the Saturday after things had actually occurred. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay. So regarding the dates of October 10th, October 11th, which is the Thursday and Friday, on those 2 days, nothing was brought to your attention about what was happening in Rochester Hills?
no,
Okay, you didn't watch any newscasts or see anything on TV that would have directed your attention to what was
I love
going on
when
in
that
Rochester
happens.
Hills.
It's
Is
like
that correct?
Christmas.
Correct.
Okay. When you find out about what's going on in Rochester Hills on that Saturday, had your daughter, your grandson, and the defendant Hernandez already left the state of Michigan?
It's like Christmas.
Yes.
Okay. You worked a regular shift on that Friday, October 11th at Home Depot?
Yes.
And what did your regular shift consist of?
6 to 2:30.
Okay. And your typical pattern is if you didn't have any other distraction going on home, you would go towards your house?
Correct.
Okay. When was it that you first learned on that Friday that they were leaving the state of Michigan?
I think it was a little bit later on in the evening or maybe in the afternoon. I can't really say.
Did you try to talk them into staying, or did you understand they wanted to leave and they were going?
I knew they were gonna go back.
Okay. They hadn't moved up here for good?
No,
Okay. Now, when you learn that they're leaving the state, do they pack up that Jeep?
my daughter did that night.
Okay. And they put the luggage cargo rack on top, for lack of a better term, on top of the Jeep?
Yes, my nephews helped her with that.
Okay. And nothing was said to you by anyone when they were leaving about anything that was causing them to leave, other than they wanted to go back to Texas. Is that correct?
Correct.
The investigation quickly turned and started to focus on both defendant Hernandez and Yogi Zuazo. Is that correct? You had Oakland County Sheriff's deputies contacting you?
When I left work early that morning of, what is it, the 12th, is it Saturday?
Yes.
When I left work early, I got home and there was police everywhere.
Okay. And is that something that you cooperated with when they got to your house? Meaning
Yes.
they wanted to get inside your house to look around?
Yes.
And they had a search warrant, or did they just ask you for consent to come in?
I don't know if they had a search warrant. I can't remember, but maybe they might have asked me to come in to see if anybody was in the house. Because I know they asked me, is anybody in the house? And I said, no, it's just me.
Okay. And you had no objection to them coming into the house?
No.
As the investigation continued, we ended up going to preliminary examination back in last December out in Rochester Hills. Do you recall being subpoenaed as a witness for that
Yes.
also? And that was also a day that I'm sure wasn't pleasant for the position you're in as a witness. Is that correct?
That's correct.
You were shown a ring camera video from the residence on that date. Do you remember that?
Yes,
Okay. And you identified defendant Hernandez as one of the two people on that ring camera?
correct,
And you identified defendant Zuazo also on that ring camera?
correct.
This morning, we had another video that had come up that we didn't show you before because it came up through the investigation. But did I show you another video before you came in today?
Yes,
Okay. Council has been told of this. This is not sandbagging or surprise. I have let council know this occurred before coming in today. I'm going to play you what's been marked as exhibit number 20B as in boy. It's going to pop up on your screen. Ask you if you recognize this as the video that you were shown an hour or so ago.
yes.
Recognize the larger of the two individuals as defense. I don't have any other questions, Judge.
Cross-exam Zuozo.
Thank you, Commissioner. Diaz, I spoke with you back on December the 17th of last year at the preliminary examination. I'll reintroduce myself. I am Michael McCarthy. I represent Mr. Zuazo. I have some questions to ask you regarding the testimony you've given here this afternoon. And if I don't make myself clear, please tell me that, and then I'll rephrase the question, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, you met Mr. Zuazo one time prior to being asked to identify him in court in 2024 at the preliminary examination. Is that correct?
Correct.
And when you were, and this is directing your attention to page 95 in the transcript, when you were asked questions initially during your examination about Mr. Zuazo, you said that you didn't have any answer to whether you identified the person who was shown to you on a video that afternoon, the ring video from the Murray's home. Remember that?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, may I approach the witness? I'm going to direct your attention to page 95 of the preliminary examination transcript, lines 6 through 17. Let's read it to yourself, please. And then when you've completed doing that, please let me know, and I'll take it. So you've read through all that?
Yes.
All right, now let me just ask you a couple of questions then. Does that refresh your memory of what it was that you were asked and how you answered the questions when the preliminary examination was conducted in December of last year?
If it's written down there, I guess that's what I said.
Well, you were able to, let me just say, you say, I guess that's what it said. You can see what is written here, correct?
Right.
And you're able to read and understand what was on page 95, lines 6 through 17, correct?
Correct.
My question is, does it refresh your memory of being there that day and being asked these questions and giving the answers that are
In the
there?
courtroom?
Yes.
I was in the courtroom. I can't remember everything because I was very nervous.
Okay. Do you think that this is an accurate transcription of what you had to say that day?
I don't,
So you have no memory of what you said that day, and this document does not refresh your memory. Is that correct?
I don't remember what I said.
So the answer being, this document did not refresh your memory. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. Well, no, you're saying no. Is what I just told you correct, that it did not refresh your memory?
I don't remember.
Okay, very good. Then I would move to have this admitted, page 95, as a recording of exactly what she said.
Judge, I have no objection if Mr. McCarthy just wants to read into the record from question starting at line 6, but I would ask him to go through line 18, so I don't have
Okay,
to do that.
that would be very good. And I imagine maybe she saw 18. It's a one-word answer. So these are questions put to you by Mr. Petrofessa on December 17th of last year. Question, the first question, and did you recognize the second person in those videos as either Yogi or Zuazo? Your answer, I didn't. He was in the back. I don't. Question, did you not identify him to my investigator 20 minutes ago as defendant Zuazo? Your answer, your investigator didn't ask me if I identified Carlos or not. They didn't ask me any questions. They had me watch a video. Question, okay, did you recognize I'll ask you one last time, Yogi, in that video. Answer. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have any answer to that. I don't know. Question. Do you? It's yes or no. Answer. Yes.
Okay.
So
Guess what?
now you've read
I'm
it, and now you've
confused.
heard it out loud. And isn't it true, when you were asked
Recognize him or not?
if you were able to make an identification of Mr. Zuazo, you said, I don't know, I don't know, I don't have any answer to that, I don't know. Your words, right?
Okay.
No, it
Yes.
isn't okay, it's yes or no.
Yes.
And then Mr. Petrofessa says, do you? It's yes or no. And then you answered yes.
Okay.
Well, it's not okay. I mean, that's what you said,
All right.
correct?
If that's what you're saying, yes.
Well, it isn't just what I'm saying, it's what you said under oath when you were in court on December 17th of last year. You understand that?
I'm gonna plead my Fifth Amendment right for your question.
You don't have a Fifth Amendment right for that, honey.
Okay, so I'm just gonna insert myself here for a second. That is, what Mr. McCarthy's showing you is a recorded transcription from the court proceeding.
Okay.
So, lawyers can use under oath testimony to ask questions about it, so there's nothing inappropriate about what's happening here. I don't know if you're misunderstanding, I think, what's being asked. I think you're just being asked to affirm that you in fact did say those things under oath.
If that's what it says, then yes.
Okay.
I don't remember what happened a
We
year ago.
understand, I know you've said that quite a bit, but that is what you said under oath because it's transcribed and it's certified by a transcriber. You do agree with that?
Yes.
Thank you, Red. Well, then you would agree also that in the space of however long it took to have Mr. Petrofessa ask his second question, where he says it's yes or no, you changed from I don't know who it is to yes, it's Mr. Zuazo. Is that right?
If that's what it says, yes.
Okay, very good. Now, let's talk a little bit about the night of the 11th day of October last year. You said something to the effect that it was planned that Mr. Hernandez and your daughter, Amanda Diaz at the time, but now Amanda Diaz Hernandez, were going to leave town. Remember that testimony you
Yes.
gave a few minutes ago?
Right.
And so my question to you is, on that day, October the 10th, or the 11th rather, when you got up that morning, did you understand that Mr. Hernandez and your daughter were going to leave town and go back to Texas on that day?
No, because I didn't talk to my daughter until the afternoon.
Okay, and then you found out in the afternoon, what time was that?
I have no idea, but when I wake up, it's 4:45. I get dressed and have to be to work by 6. There's nobody up in my house at that time but me.
Okay, so you get up at 4:45 a.m. to go to
Yes.
work, is that correct? And then you get home because you have to be there at 6, is that it?
Correct?
And you work an 8-hour day?
Yes.
And so somewhere around 2:30 or 2:45, you're back home from work?
Yes.
So whenever this conversation with your daughter took place, it was after 2:45.
Or during the day, I can't remember. I don't know if I spoke to her during the day. I talked to my daughter like 5-6 times a day, every day.
Okay, so when they left, what time was it?
It was at night. I went to bed and they were still packing the car. I have no idea what time they left.
Okay, but you were well aware of the fact that they were leaving. Is that correct? Okay. And that was a bit of a surprise to you that they were leaving so soon?
No, because it's been planned. We're gonna leave. Well, we might be leaving this day, might go this day. You know, it wasn't like, okay, we're leaving on this day.
Okay, and they had arrived sometime in August, and then were there for this wedding that was conducted, and then they hung around your place even after the wedding for a period of time, correct?
Yes.
And then both of them left at the same time, correct? And your grandson went with them, is that right?
Correct.
Okay. And I don't have any further questions, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Prosper Hernandez.
Mr. McCarthy just asked you about when it was that Mr. Hernandez and your daughter came back from Texas. Was it August, or do you not remember?
It was like 3 weeks before the wedding.
And when was the wedding?
I believe it's September 8th.
And you had previously testified when Mr. Petrofessa was asking you questions that they actually lived in Katy, Texas. Like they had a home down there and Michigan was no longer their residence, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And the reason that they came here was for the wedding, correct?
Correct.
The plan was always for them to return to Katy, Texas, correct?
Yes.
I have nothing further. Thank you.
Any redirect?
Just very briefly, I know Mr. McCarthy spent some time in discussing with you my questions to you during the preliminary examination, your answers to that, and I think you read the page, I think off of page 95 to you, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. After I got to talk to you at preliminary examination, kind of like this, Mr. McCarthy got to cross-examine you kind of like this at that point in time also, isn't that correct?
Just like right now?
Maybe not
Oh.
just like it,
Okay.
but kind of like it. He got a chance to ask you questions, right, after I was done.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to direct everyone's attention to page 102. When Mr. McCarthy was asking you questions, did you not say, his question was, are you able to identify the second man to be this individual, the second man shown in that video to be the individual that you know as Yogi? And your answer was yes. Do you recall that?
Yes, if that's what I said, yes.
I don't have any other questions.
Okay, all right. Did you want to cross on that?
I do have one question.
All right.
So can you explain to both of these juries here how it is that when Mr. Pestrofessa asked you that question from page 103, where your answer was yes, you were able to say immediately that that's what it was, and you didn't have to look at the transcript? Can you explain that?
Judge, just one
Maybe it's the
thing.
wrong page.
No, there's two things I just want to correct. It's page 102, and actually Mr. McCarthy's asking the question, not me.
No, I'm talking about Mr. Petrofessa asking the question right now.
Oh, okay.
It's not, it's argumentative and not relevant, right? Point is made, Mr. McCarthy. Anything
Very
else?
good.
Okay.
She can't answer it, that's fine.
All right.
Thank you.
Mr. Petrofessa, anything else on redirect
No,
then?
Judge.
All right, you may step down, but watch your step on the way down. If
Okay.
you need help, let us know. The OIC can help you come down if you need it.
Can this witness be excused?
I have no objection.
All right, she's excused.
If you can just bring it over to me and I can go.
Who's next?
Take a tag on Connor.
Good afternoon, Detective. If you could get in the witness stand, stay standing, raise your right hand, I'll get you sworn in. Do you swear from the testimony you're going to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Please be seated and tell us your name.
Name is Detective Jesse Haglund.
All right, your witness.
Thank you. Can you spell your first and last name for us, for the record?
First name Jesse, Jesse, last name Haglund.
I know you just said you're a detective, but where are you employed?
The Oakland County Sheriff's Office
And how long have you been at the Oakland County Sheriff's Office?
for 7 years.
Okay. And how long have you been a detective at the Sheriff's Office?
I've been assisting the Detective Bureau in Rochester Hills for several, but full-time as a detective for about 3 months.
For about 3 months?
Mhm.
Is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay. And prior to your employment with the sheriff's office, did you have any other law enforcement experience?
I did.
And where was that at?
I was a police officer in the city of Auburn Hills for 4 years.
Okay. So you went from Auburn Hills to the sheriff's department?
Correct.
Okay. I want to direct your attention to October 11, 2024. Do you recall that date?
I do.
Okay. And on that date, were you one of the officers that responded to the scene?
I was.
Okay. And where were you prior to arriving on scene to the Newcastle address?
I was assigned to Rochester High School as a school resource officer, and I responded when the call came out over the air.
And as a school resource officer, why did you respond to that particular incident?
Due to the nature of the incident, I started to respond in the event we needed to do anything with the school.
Okay, so you were one of the responding deputies that day?
I was.
Okay, and then also, were you also involved in the further investigation of this particular case?
I was.
Okay, and did you execute a search warrant at a house in Lincoln Park?
I did.
Okay. And why was the search warrant done for that particular house in Lincoln Park?
That residence was identified as the residence that one of the suspects had been residing in for the past several months.
Okay. And do you recall when you executed that search warrant?
It was, I believe, within a couple days of the initial incident in the afternoon.
And did you go there by yourself, or was there other officers with you?
I went along with Detective Wiegman and eventually was joined by Lieutenant Dalbeck.
Okay. And would all three guys there?
I apologize. Okay. Detective Wiegand. I said Wiegman.
I know, they're similar.
Similar, yes.
Two different people, but the names are very similar.
Yes.
Okay. And you went there, and did all three of you guys search the home?
We did.
Okay. And, Your Honor, may I approach the witness? I'm going to hand them what's been marked with people 25A, B, and C.
I'm no good.
And I am.
25?
It's not written down. These were brought from evidence today.
All right, so what were their numbers on? 25 is what?
25A is a release for damage to property form. 25B is a DD customer consent release form. And 25C could be called DT cutouts.
Got it, and you have no objection to those, the admission of those?
No objection.
Or there,
Okay. Can you take a look at these for me?
I can.
And at 25A, B, and C, do you recognize those?
I do.
And how do you recognize those?
These were found in the search of the area of the house that was where the suspect had been residing.
And where did you find, specifically on 25A, where did you locate that?
This form was located in a trash bag, a plastic bag that had other articles of garbage in it that was tied up sitting on a couch.
And when you located that, was that of significance in your investigation to you at that time?
Yes, these forms were.
And why was that?
Well, 25B I recognized to be the same form that had been held up to the Ring doorbell. From reviewing the doorbell footage, I recognized this to be the same form, specifically because it also had the blue lining on it, which I could see from the Ring camera footage, as well as the same layout.
And Detective, did you review that Ring footage before executing the search warrant?
I did.
Okay. And what about 25C that you're holding?
The suspects were reported to be in a DTE vehicle at the scene, and I located these DTE cutouts stuffed underneath a couch cushion in one of the pieces of furniture in the room.
And you gathered those items and brought those to the Oakland County Sheriff's Office?
Yes, these items were tagged in the property. These are my initials where I sealed them for evidentiary purposes.
May I approach the witness? And this time people will move to publish these.
okay.
I have no further questions.
Are you gonna publish?
No, mine. No publish these. No, they're in here so we can set the here or show them, hand them to the jury however the court wishes.
Let's wait to publish till after.
That's
the
usually, yes, thank you.
Okay, all right, cross the lots.
Thank you very much. Detective Hagelin, my name is Michael McCarthy. I represent one of the defendants, Joshua Zuazo. I have a couple of questions to ask you today regarding your testimony. As a part of your, and if I don't make myself clear when I ask you a question, just tell me that and I will rephrase the question, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Part of the work that you did investigating this case was to speak with Mrs. Linda Murray, correct?
On my initial response to the scene, I spoke with Ms. Murray when I escorted her from the home to a vehicle.
And then she was in your vehicle, is that correct?
She was not in my vehicle. I placed her in a open squad car outside.
But you talked to her?
Yes.
And when you found the scene, she was seated on the front porch, is that right?
I don't recall if she was inside or outside the front porch, but that's where I escorted her from.
Okay. And you got some information from her. She provided you with information regarding what had happened and descriptions of the people that were involved. Is that correct?
Yes, on a limited basis.
And one of the things that she reported to you was that one person was, as she described, a Hispanic male with a beard, tall and fat, very fat. Remember her telling you those things?
Yes.
And you put that in quotation marks in the report that you wrote about your interaction with Ms.
She got herself resigned because of her testimony. I think she got the ultimatum, resign or we're gonna fire you. Because she changed her testimony, said it was a false memory, and then she kept yelling at Alan Jackson because he was saying her name wrong on the stand. She was something.
Murray,
Yes.
And then she gave you a description of another person who was there.
Yes.
And that was a black male of average height and average weight. That's
Correct.
what you wrote in your report, correct?
Yes.
And when you wrote that report, it was based on the information that you received when you were talking with Mrs. Murray, correct?
Yes.
And the report is dated October 11th, so you wrote that the same day, is that correct?
Yes.
I mean, not right there at that moment, but when it was fresh in your mind, correct?
Yes.
And did you take notes while you were talking with Ms. Murray and Mrs. Murray and then make the report, or was this from your memory?
I went off of, I believe, body cam footage in memory.
Okay.
Yep.
Because you reviewed that when you put your report together,
Yes.
is that correct? And can you tell the jury whether it's an important thing to write an accurate report?
Yes, it's extremely important to write an accurate report.
And that's because the information in there
question was
refreshes
that?
your memory when the time passes between the day that you write something and when you have to testify about it, if that need arises, correct?
Yes.
And so in your review of the reports that you did for your involvement in this case, would you say that the information regarding the descriptions Mrs. Murray gave you regarding each of the two people that came into her home on October 11th is accurate?
It's accurate based on what was given to me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. What
Yes.
she told you, that's what you wrote down.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, there's another thing I wanted to ask about, and that is when you were a participant in the search, in the execution of the search warrant at the house in Lincoln Park, were you found the three exhibits, 25A, B, and C, the DTE forms and those cutouts? You said the cutouts were stuffed under a couch. Was that in the upstairs or the downstairs of the residence, if you recall?
No, that was in the area of the residence that had been designated as the suspect's living area.
Okay, and was that upstairs or downstairs?
Downstairs.
It was, so in the basement?
Yes.
And when you said had been designated as the suspect's residence, how did you get that information?
That's where we were directed by the homeowner.
Okay, so, and then you found other things that were related to Mr. Hernandez down there besides these DTE documents?
I don't understand what you're asking.
Did you see any other items that were down there that were at all identifiable to belong to Mr. Hernandez?
There was large clothing. I can't speak to having any recollection of seeing anything specific, no.
Okay, when you say large clothing, you mean like size 6X, things of that nature?
Very large clothing.
Very large clothing, male clothing?
I would believe so, yes.
Okay, and you were directed to that area of the house because you were informed that that's where he had been staying, is that
Yes.
correct? Thank you, I have no further questions.
Okay, thank you. Ross Hernandez.
You had described that you arrived on the actual scene. You traveled there from your position at Rochester High School. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Were you a part of the house, or part of the team that was clearing the house?
No.
Okay. Had that already taken place when you arrived?
They were coordinating it, I guess you could say.
Okay. Did you have any interactions with Deputy Copeland on that day?
Nothing noteworthy.
Okay. Do you remember seeing a blood swipe on the railing of the wall by the stairs going down into the basement?
No.
You testified that you were then present in Lincoln Park during the search, correct?
Correct.
And you noted in your report that you observed a black glove. Do you remember black glove? Do you remember that?
I do.
Okay. And is that something you seized as evidence?
I did.
And in your report, you stated that that glove looked like something that Carlos was wearing at the scene. Do you remember stating that?
Yes.
Okay. Were you present during the search of Mr. Zuazo's home?
I was present, yes.
And was anything noteworthy found during that search?
Nothing that I personally could testify to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Having trouble hearing?
I just thought I missed something. I didn't know if I could ask it.
No, you can't ask her no right now.
Okay.
And that's juror 1, 2, 3, 4. Juror in seat 4. Can't ask a question. Only thing right now would be to say you needed a break or you put it here. Either one of those things? Okay. Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you, Detective.
Thank you.
People call Detective Duke now?
No.
All right, he's excused.
Approach to swear in the court.
Hi, good afternoon. If you want to get in the witness stand, I'll get sworn in. Go ahead and just raise your hand. You swear from the testimony you're going to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Please be seated and tell us your name.
Detective Robert Wigman, Oakland County Sheriff's Office.
All right, your witness.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Detective. You had some involvement in the investigation in case of why we're here today for trial?
Yes, sir.
And your name appeared on the witness list, is that correct?
Yes, sir, it did.
Okay. Defense counsel has asked me to produce you
It's the
for
whole
today
name.
to be questioned. So I'm going to turn you over to Mr. McCarthy so he can ask you questions.
Cross-exam Zuozo.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective Wigman, as Mr. Professor just said, my name is Michael McCarthy. I'm representing Mr. Zuazo. I just have a couple of questions I want to ask you here this afternoon related to your involvement or interviews with Linda Murray in the days, either the day of the incident and the days that passed. And so if I ask a question and I don't make it clear to you what I'm asking, just tell me that, and I'll rephrase the question, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so Ms. Murray, you interviewed her a couple of times, correct? Or maybe 3 times, I'm not sure.
I can say this, it wasn't just once, it wasn't just twice, it was continuous interactions over a course of probably 7 to 10 days.
Okay, and you wrote a report on October 14th that, at least at that point, said that you had met with her on the 11th, the date of the incident, and you spoke with her while she was in hospital, is that right?
That's correct, sir.
And then you followed up with succeeding interviews in the days that followed at the home of her son. Is that correct?
That's correct, sir.
And at one point during those interviews, you asked about for a description of the people who were involved in the incident at her home, correct?
Yes, sir.
And she gave you a description of a person who who she said was a Hispanic male that might have been about 6 foot tall. Is that right?
I asked some probing, I asked some probing questions to that, and then she later clarified he was approximately the same height as her husband, but definitively not 6'6" and also not 5'6".
Okay, and so it was somewhere in that range, at least above 5'6" and below 6'6" in her mind. That's the way she described you, is that right?
That's correct, sir.
And then she gave you a description, because I'm sure you were asking the questions, about the second person.
Yes, sir.
And she said that that person had an average height and weight, and he was a black male.
That's correct, sir.
All right, there wasn't any specific in the report that you wrote relating 5'8" or 5'10" or anything like that, correct?
It was more of a general description as opposed to a specific one, yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any further questions. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Imposter Hernandez?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
After your involvement in the case, or I should say during your involvement in the case, you prepared at least one report, correct?
I think it was 4.
Okay. And on the one that Mr. McCarthy is referencing was dated 10/14, you have a section of your report called Summary of Combined Interviews with Linda Susan Murray. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And in that report, am I fair to assume that you kind of compile all the information that you've received from her up until that point?
That's true.
Okay. And in that report, would you agree with me that you described a scenario of exactly what she told you happened from when these two individuals came to her house and then left her house?
And it's a general statement, yes.
Okay. And is it true that in your report, you detail Linda telling you that all 3 people, including Mr. Murray, Mr. Zuazo, and Mr. Hernandez, go downstairs at some point in time?
That is true.
Okay. And then you put in your report, a short period of time goes by, and Linda observed the large Hispanic suspect come up the stairs and through the basement door. Do you remember that?
I do.
You then remember writing that the large Hispanic suspect then asks Linda, "Where's the jewelry and where's the money?" I'll just begin again with that sentence, just for the record. You wrote that Linda observed the large Hispanic suspect come up the stairs and through the basement door. Do you remember writing that?
Yes, ma'am.
You then write the large Hispanic suspect then asks Linda, "Where's the jewelry? Where's the money?" Linda states she tells this suspect that the only money in the house is either in her purse or in her husband's pocket. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
You then wrote that Mr. Hernandez asked her if there was any money, if there was any other money in the house, and Linda explained that Mr. Murray technically usually keeps money in his pocket and no longer uses a wallet.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then you write in your report that Mr. Hernandez continued to go through her purse and take her money, also took her car keys and her cell phone, correct?
I believe that's correct. Yes, ma'am.
You then write, the black suspect then comes upstairs. Do you remember that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So in your mind, there was a period of time between Mr. Hernandez and Mr. Zuazo coming up the stairs based on what you put in this report, correct?
That was the version of events relayed to me by Linda, yes.
I have nothing further.
Redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Detective. You may step down.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Will this witness be excused?
I have no objection.
Doesn't matter.
Any
If
objections?
he wasn't in the basement, he didn't see him do it,
Judge, if we can approach?
it doesn't matter. He's still guilty. Because he was there, and it all happened in the same incident. Don't do a robbery with a crazy partner. Because if they unalive someone, you're just as guilty. Oh, we're caught up with live. Crap.
Okay, so what panel now? What, A? Okay. Come on. Your panel B. Panel B, we're sending you out for a break, okay? And so somebody will come grab you right now. You're going back to your jury room. You cannot leave the jury room, okay? All right, thank you.
All right, for the jury.
Two jury trials.
Okay, please be seated. Are you terrified that you don't get a break? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the testimony for your portion is going to be done for the day. All right, so we are actually going to excuse you for the rest of the day a little bit earlier than we typically run out. Based on what I think is going to happen, I think we'll probably have you back to be safe and not have you sit in that jury room for longer than necessary at 9 a.m. tomorrow. All right, so you are free to go and return at 9 a.m. There's a caveat here. You're going to be taken back into your jury room and you're going to have to wait until you are allowed to leave. So that might take about 5 or 10 minutes before you're actually done for the day. When you are excused, I need you to physically leave the building. Okay? So I don't want anyone sticking around for any purpose. Is there any reason anyone would want to be sticking around? All right? Okay. So I won't see you then again until tomorrow morning at 9. All right? Thank you.
All right, to the jury, please.
So let's just make sure that we're holding the doors for the jury. Can you message everyone in the back and make sure that's being done?
And Judge,
yes.
just for the record, because we've had this discussion, just the logistics at the bench, but regarding Mr. McCarthy wanting to be present for the next witness, needing his client to be present for the next witness, he has agreed that they do not need to be present for the next witness.
What witness is going to be called?
That is going to be the detective regarding the interview down south. So that's going to be Detective Wendell Smith.
And is that the only witness that we intend on having today?
Absolutely.
Okay. And you would talk to your client about his right to be here and listen to that and be a part of it, and you guys both decided you don't need to be here for.
We do not want to be present. That is a statement that, the whole reason we're having 2 juries is that statement, so.
Okay. Fair enough.
We don't need to be here for that.
All right, so then have a good evening, and I will see everyone then back tomorrow morning. I also just want to indicate to the Sheriff's Department, although I've told those jurors to leave for the day, my fear is that one would come through the front door because they just think they need to ask me a question or something. Can we be double checking on anyone who's coming to the courtroom that they're not a seated juror? Okay. All right, Mr. Zuozo is all set then.
See you later. Good night. All right, take care.
And then just for the record, I know that this video that will be played is roughly an hour and 10 minutes. And I think the court indicated they did not intend to listen to all of it today. We may have to break.
Yeah, we might have to break. Let's just see how it goes. Is there going to be a lot of questioning of the witness outside of the video?
Your Honor, I'll be doing it. I'm just going to ask him, did he go down and interview him, when that was, and then go directly right into that.
And either way, your cross is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because that's what would happen, because that's their purpose, right? Okay.
We'll have it down to 3 witnesses tomorrow.
And that's with the medical examiner not tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
2 days.
Are you calling him out?
So we got Conley, Alexander, and finish up with.
I'll get out of
What
here.
about the phone?
You're okay. Take your time, Mr. McCarthy.
You're not calling block, you're calling her voice or whatever?
No, this is not an issue.
It's just the text message.
And Judge, just so that there is a record of it, the video that's going to be played, which is Mr. McGarrow's witness and Ms. Lofton's witness, there were redactions done to it. Those redactions were done by some request from Ms. Lofton, and then others are by agreement. Ms. Lofton has been provided already a copy of that video that's going to be played, so when it's played, everyone already has agreed that what's about to be played is admissible, and there shouldn't be any issues with what's played because both sides have agreed to it.
Okay.
That's correct.
Sounds good. And although we are not gonna have Mr. McCarthy and Mr. Zuazo at council table, I would suggest remaining where you are, Ms. Lofton, just so that there's no appearance in front of the jury that there's some type of movement for any reason. Is Mr. Zuazo down?
It's my understanding that he is.
Okay, so then if he's down, then we can let McCarthy's jury go.
Wait for 1 minute more. I can get out of the elevator and be out of here. That way I won't run into injuries.
Well, you gotta go quick.
I am moving as fast as I can.
Which isn't very
Thank you.
fast.
See you tomorrow.
Good. Oh,
You too.
I ain't got room to talk. I move slow and I'm not. I'm old. I'm not that old. I'm hungry and I don't have anything to snack on except for cheese, which means I have to share it. I don't want to share. To share everything I eat in this house. Unless it's chocolate or onions. Or grapes.
All rise for the jury.
Oh, you can come in here. Yeah.
Okay.
Dogs can't have grapes.
Okay, please be seated. People, your next witness.
People call Detective Wendell Smith.
Good afternoon, Detective. If you want to just stay in that witness stand, watch your step, raise your right hand, and I'll get you sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're going to provide is the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, thank you. Please be seated and tell us your name.
Wendell Smith.
Your witness.
Thank you, ma'am. Please spell your first name and your last name for the record, please.
Wendell Smith.
Mr. Smith, where are you employed at?
The Oakland County Sheriff's Office.
And what's your title with the Sheriff's Office right now?
I'm a detective with the Rochester Hills Substation.
How long have you been a detective?
About 2 years.
And prior to being a detective, what was your assignment?
I worked road patrol for 3 years.
And was that out of the Rochester Hills substation?
Various substations.
Okay,
But
and
one of
pri-
them was Rochester Hills.
Okay. And prior to your appointment with the sheriff's office, do you have any other law enforcement experience?
I was a Detroit police officer for 4 years.
Okay. And Detective, were you involved in the investigation of the homicide that occurred on October 11th in Rochester Hills?
I was.
Okay. And as part of your involvement, were you assigned to go down to Cato Parish, Louisiana?
I was.
And how were you told to go down there?
We flew down there.
Okay. And when you say we, who was that?
I went with one of my partners, Detective Wiegman.
Okay. And why did you go down there?
I believe they had evidence that was taken when Mr. Hernandez was arrested, and we were also informed that Mr. Hernandez wished to speak with us.
Okay. And so, do you recall what day it was that you flew down there?
I believe it was the 17th.
Of what month?
October.
Okay. So you and Detective Wiegman go down to Cato Parish on the 17th of October?
Yes.
And it's fair to say one of your responsibilities was to collect the evidence that the Cato Parish detectives secured from that stop.
Yes.
Okay. And did you transport that back to Oakland County Sheriff's office?
Yes.
Okay. And did you guys fly back or drive back?
Oh, we drove back.
Okay. Would that be, when you say we, it would be you and Detective Wiegman?
Yes.
Okay. And also, while you're down in Cato Parish, did you interview Mr. Hernandez?
Yes.
Okay. And that person you interviewed down in Louisiana that you knew to be Mr. Hernandez, is that person in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you please point to him, identify him by something that he's wearing?
Gentleman right here in the blue shirt.
Okay. And at this time, Your Honor, people are going to move to admit and to publish at this time to the jury People's Exhibit 14, which is the interview of Mr. Hernandez.
Okay. Identifying for the record.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes, may the record reflect an inquiry has been made at the defendant.
The record reflect the witness is identified defendant Hernandez. And there's no objection to the admission of this exhibit. What number is that?
14.
14. Ms. Lawton, no objection? Correct. 14 is in.
And was this interview recorded?
It was.
Okay. And who conducted that interview? Was that you or Mr. Wiegman? Or Detective Wiegman?
Detective Wiegman was the primary interviewer, and I sat in with him.
Detective Smith. Nice to meet you. We both go to County Sheriff's Office in Rochester Hills. We are here today. I want to introduce ourselves, and we were told that you might want to talk to us, and as a result, we sure ought to talk to you. Am I leaving with you guys? Today? Not today. When am I leaving?
We're working on extradition right now. We'll probably get with you next week. It'll probably be sometime next week.
What kind of questions you have for us? Did you guys arrest the other dude? We have more than one person in custody, yes. More than one person? Yeah. I'll let you answer. I'm going to leave that as an open-ended question, or open-ended answer. Why am I taking all the heat on this shit when I shouldn't be?
Well, before we talked, so we were told that before that you didn't want to talk to police. Is it our understanding that that's changed? You now want to talk to us? Okay, and then you've never met us before. Nobody's promised you anything to talk with us. Okay, you're doing this on your own free will.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. And you understand that Miranda, because you made certain statements in the past, applies to a certain extent. We would not be here if you didn't ask to see us. Correct. All right. Do you want to speak with us and give a statement on this today? Yeah, I'll talk to her for a minute. All right. As a result, you ever seen one of these before? Yes, sir. We're going to point back and talk over this. Before we start, all right, let's talk about your background real quick. All right, state your full name for me. Carlos Hernandez. All right, your middle name? Jose. What's your date of birth? 12/11/1986. All right, where are you from? Detroit, Michigan. All right, were you born there or born someplace else? I was born there. You were born there. All right, I was living in Texas just recently. All right, how long you lived in Texas for?
She's almost a year. Alright. Let's talk about your background. You go to school, you graduated high school?
No, I got a GED.
You got a GED, can you read and write in English?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any college schooling or any sort of certificate after that? What do you have?
I got a CDL, I've got a certified paralegal certificate, and I got a degree in business management.
Where'd you get the paralegal for it from? Where'd you get it for? Where'd you get it from? What's that?
Dude, you got a CDL and a paralegal and you're robbing people?
You just pause it for a minute.
No, I don't know why this channel doesn't have closed captioning.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's not that you can't hear the audio, that's intentionally done. If you can't hear it, you're not supposed to, okay? All right, go ahead.
Travis wanted
So
me
I
to
started working as a machine operator, and then I got my CDL, which led me to own my own something.
Travis wanted to get his CDL. It was going to cost $10,000 to go to the school to get it.
Drugs.
Okay. Alright, what kind of medical issue you got?
Just that.
Honest answer. Alright, so with that, have you ever been diagnosed with any sort of psychological issue?
Yeah.
What have you been diagnosed with?
Being schizophrenic.
You're schizophrenic?
Yeah.
Alright. You on your medication right now?
No, I refuse to take it. I haven't taken it in quite a while, and I've been managing my symptoms, so I don't want to take it. I feel like it hurts me more than it helps me.
Alright. So let's talk about it a little bit. When were you diagnosed as schizophrenic?
Oh shit, 37 now, so over 20 years ago.
Over 20 years ago? What medication did they ask you to take at that point?
I was on Seroquel, just a gang of them. I was on a lot of them.
Alright, when did you stop taking them? So, the obvious question's gonna come up long term, right? You've been diagnosed as schizophrenic. How can we trust the statements you're making right now? Like, hey, so I guess there's this, right? A handful of easy questions. What year is it?
2024.
Who's the president of the United States?
Well, right now, Biden.
Alright. And how many quarters make a dollar?
4.
Alright. So, we're trying to think of other ways to gauge. Like,
So listen,
yeah.
I understand.
This was a home invasion, Nichelle, and not the big guy, but the other guy beat the homeowner to death and they didn't keep valuables at their house, so didn't really get much of a score. They pretended to be from the electric company.
What you're saying about the medication. Don't worry, I'm like everything I said to you or everything I talked to you about, it's gonna be good. Like I've been off my is if I am having issues with my mental health where I can't personally manage it, I know what to do.
Alright. So, you're a paralegal, you can read and write in English. You know you're talking to the police right now. And what did you do with that?
I can kind of because I've never actually talked to the police before. Not in this kind of setting.
Alright?
Not where I'm wearing this and you guys are wearing that, but outside of this, yeah, I've heard you guys all the time.
But ultimately speaking, you run your own company, you own multiple trucks.
Yeah, that trial lasted like 2 days.
Any other questions about that specifically? I mean, I trust
Why
your
would
judgment on
they do
this
it?
one. Like, there's no reason not to the way you're explaining it. Alright? Let's go over this memorandum real quick. You want me to read it out loud, or you want to read it out loud?
I'll read it.
Alright.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court or other proceedings. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and have him with you during questioning. You get out before the lawyer will be appointed for you, free of any cost to you before any question if you wish.
So, what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna fill out some of this. Ashley, it's Carlos, correct?
Yes.
Can you do me a favor, print your name, legibly, first, middle, last, right there. And then at time is it? 3:15. And then it's the 17th of October. Alright, before you sign it, a quick follow-up question. Do you understand the rights that you just read?
Yeah.
Do you want to speak to me?
Yeah, I want to talk to you. I know you might believe I'm going to tell you something that, yeah, I want to talk to you, but.
Alright? And I just want to make sure, like, I don't want this to come back and say you didn't understand your rights or anything else, and because that does really matter.
I'm going to tell you I'm not going to talk to you about the crime. I got a couple questions I want to ask you. I'm not going to talk to you about the crime until I can have a prosecutor sit in front of me.
Okay? Alright, so what I need for you to do, sign right here.
Until he has what sitting in front of him?
Alright? So ultimately speaking, you don't want to talk about anything that happened.
I mean, I may, but.
Alright, hold on, man. Like, here's the deal. This is kind of going to be a quick protocol on our end. I'll answer questions when you're answering questions. Other than that, we're not just here to divulge everything that's in our investigation. That's not what we're here for. Alright,
So would you go, I go.
back and forth.
Alright,
So here's the deal, sir. Here, there's no prosecutor here today. There's not going to be one here today. It's you and me, you and him. That's it.
So let me ask you this. If I tell you something, no matter what, it could potentially bite me in the ass.
Yeah,
So I understand that. What I'm asking you is if I talk to y'all, is it going to help you with the prosecutor?
we can't make any promises. I mean, ultimately speaking, right? You're going to have to weigh this under your own judgment. And the way you kind of have to look at this is, there are two frames of thought here. It's either number one, you're responsible for this, and quite honestly, you're being made out to be a monster on this.
Who you telling? I've seen it. Everybody I've talked to tells me.
And so you're playing the game of, I know what happened, I have a story to tell, and I'm repentant.
Listen, I got more than, I know, I got a fucking, see what I did, I made sure, because I kind of had an idea, so I made sure I kept an insurance policy. So,
Alright, tell me about this insurance policy.
you got my phone?
Nothing written, we don't have possession, no.
There's a whole recorded message, a whole recorded conversation in there, a whole recorded incident in there. Recorded.
When you say incident, what is
There's
that?
a video in there. What y'all making me out to be, I didn't do, man. What they're making me out to say I didn't do. I didn't do it. I got proof I didn't do it. You been in my car yet? Take that black bag out of my car.
What's in the black bag?
Just take the black bag out of my car.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is bullshit with other people, bro. It's not who I am as a man, as a person.
What happened that led up to all this?
All I know.
Like, this is not just the day of. This is weeks of planning.
It's not even weeks of planning, but I'm telling you what happened. It was no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What did your wife know about all this? She really didn't know shit. That's not entirely true. At some point she learned.
She went with you to
She didn't know anything. She learned before the traffic stop. Before the traffic stop, the one where you guys were stopped and you were taken into custody. At some point, she knew something. Shit, right? Basically right after. You know, yo, we gotta go. It's time to go home. Back to car, let's go. I mean, she had to have a reaction. Your mother-in-law had to have a reaction. Your family, they were like, what the fuck, why? And I thought, like, I didn't tell them, like, oh, this. I'm like, you know, just do what I tell you. When I tell you to do something, do it. Let's go get the fuck out of here now. My mother-in-law was shit, like, crying, why, what happened? My mother, why? What's going on? Like, we have to go now, I have to go home. And we went home. You had 12 plus hours in that car together. A lot of time talking. I won't talk to her about stuff like this because I don't want her involved in stuff like this. This is not what she's, Amanda's a good girl, she comes from a good family, she's from the suburbs. She don't deal with shit like this. So I don't want her involved in shit like this. But she also knew before the traffic stop. And we know that because we can see the photos that came over on her phone. What do you mean? She was told by the multiple members of your family and her family. Yeah. Well, we were driving home. Yeah. She had to have questions. And I wouldn't answer her questions. Honestly, God, I wouldn't answer her questions because I didn't want her to have to be stuck in the middle of this. The whole time she's bugging me. Carlos, what happened? I'm like, man, just stop. And in the car, I was just telling you know, like, deal with you and our family was the best thing that ever happened to me, but when we stop, I'm gonna let them take me. If you guys look at the stuff I didn't try to run, but you also had a kid in the car, man. You could have brought that kid in the car. Believe it or not, that Jeep fast, I could have did it. But that's just bullshit. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't gonna try. For the record, we had that conversation. We know that she just faster than most police cars. Yeah, I could have got away from the police in that Jeep, but I didn't want to try it. You have the kid in the car, dude. You can't drive the kid in the car. Even if he wasn't in the car, and it was just me and her, I was still stopping. Because I knew, like, where am I gonna run? So I'm gonna go home. And y'all be sitting on my front porch waiting on me. But I get home and you're there, okay? Even if you're not, you will be. Why risk everything when she will still have the business running? And why lose everything when I still have family to take care of? So she's still gonna be able to run our business, she's still gonna be able to do what she has to do, and okay, I'm gone, I'm probably gonna be gone for the rest of my life, but take care of you, that's not heavy. It's a big decision. Why did you still have the bag in the back of the car? Insurance. What are we gonna find in this bag? What is so important about this bag that makes it an insurance policy? It's gonna basically tell you who do what. And you said you got 2 other people in custody? I didn't say that. You said we have at least who? Joshua Zuazo? It's gonna tell you to do what? So, I'd rather start from the beginning on this, man. If Joshua was the killer, how did all this go down? And this is where I need the prosecutor. start getting into the questions, I just want to make the prosecutor.
That's fine, that's your right.
Because I'm looking at natural life for something I didn't do, right?
Then in that case, I want the question that addresses public safety today, right now. The victim had a gun on him when he went downstairs. What happened to that gun?
That's a good question.
Well, answer it.
I never had a gun. Somebody else took the gun. What they did with the gun, I have no idea. I believe it was sold. But I never had a gun.
I know you called it an insurance policy. But it kind of does you in like it does him in.
No. I mean, even if it does, it's what y'all are making me look like I am on TV. I'm not that.
If you're not that, tell me what you are. This is kind of an opportunity here, right? If you don't want to be portrayed as that, tell me how you want to be portrayed.
As a person I am. Well, I love my family. I was trying to take care of my family. Trying to like my family. Like my mother, my sisters, my brother, my grandmother. I love my family. I'm a family-oriented person. And I'm not a monster. I know it sounds like I'm a monster. It looks like I'm a monster, but I'm not a monster.
Let's make this happen. That is a standard conversation.
Listen, anything, you come to me 15 years right now, I was like, let's go. I'll sign a paper, you can send me away, and I'll give you everything you want. But other than that, some questions I'll only ask for them. What I will say is I didn't do it. It wasn't me. I know for a fact it wasn't me. I got proof it wasn't me. Either it could wait till the trial to come out, or it could come out to a prosecutor. It doesn't matter, but it wasn't me.
Is there more than one crew doing the same thing?
Was that prosecutor at again?
Okay. I mean, he wants to be a prosecutor. I get it. I want to hesitate on that right there. Is there more than one crew? Straight up, yes or no? You're gonna have to tell me who. Is there more than one crew?
I'm sure it is.
There sure is. Is this something that is a greater ring? Because if we're gonna have this conversation, let's talk around it without talking about it, right? Are we talking 2? Are we talking 5? Are we talking 10?
Well, there's like 2 other groups.
When they're doing it, are they doing it the same way you are, minus the death? Or is there a different ploy?
There's different ways they're trying it.
You want to tell me about any of those ways? Because I know more than a couple of them. And I'm vetting this to know whether this is bullshit or not.
They're trying with Xfinity Wi-Fi, they're trying with AT&T. There's multiple ways they're trying.
Is this word of mouth that's being passed around on how this is done, or is this essentially dispatch, so to speak?
And it's a dude that's figuring out different ways to plot shit, and he's like, try it like this.
What other kind of trucks have you seen?
I actually seen the AT&T truck. Like, they actually have the real truck. Do you know where that one happened at? No, I'm not. Do you know if it actually happened? Actually, I don't know if it actually happened. Tell me how you know Joshua Zuazo. I've been knowing that dude since we were kids. Like, he lived a couple blocks over from me. Alright, so for talking to people, what does Josh do? He does cement. I understand he does cement. What else does he do other than cement? Because this is, if he is the killer here and this got out of control in that basement in some way, this is probably not the first thing. And this might be the first time he's committed murder. But you don't just do this out of nowhere. There was no question though. I've been knowing that dude since we were kids, man. And I know he's probably giving you a statement on me and telling you some things about me, but I can't control that. Like I said, I know I have to go away. It would be better if I was able to talk with a prosecutor. Would you on there? And that's fair. But to get the prosecutor in the room, I think I'm giving you something that's worth getting a prosecutor in the room with them other ones. Let's talk about exactly what those things are. Lay it out for me. With the AT&T truck, with the way they're trying it as Xfinity, as AT&T. Who's that again? You got that? You're good. Yeah, I do. And there's a reason why I'm setting it up this way, because if we have this conversation now and it sets up now, and you want to have this conversation later, that's fine. But when that time comes, these are the things we're discussing and these are the things we expect. All right. If that's the case, full explanation of what happened in the house. You can get me in front of a prosecutor, I give you everything you want to know. I want to know who's responsible for that pickup truck. You guys burned it in Detroit. Listen, man, I'm not asking. It was burned in Detroit. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm sure it was. All right. I want to know where that came from. I want to know more about where all this DTE paperwork came from. The same person that gave you ideas. What does he receive in return, if anything? A cut. Can you prove the cut? Yes, I can. I told you I got an insurance policy. I get it. Do you understand why I'm asking that? Because at this point, like here, I'm looking at a conspiracy charge. We're not here. Oh, you definitely get it. What is the cut? So what it is, like say we was to come out with a box of jewelry, he would take his pick on certain items. And if we came out with money, we would give him a portion of the money. There was 3 pieces of jewelry on that victim. Still should have been 3 pieces of jewelry. There's one significant one that's missing. I didn't have contact with him, so I don't know what he had, like, other than talking to him, I had no other contact with him. The night I talked to him, that was it. When did you figure out the victim was dead in the basement? When I was sitting at home scrolling on my phone. How did you see it? Where did you see it? I think I seen it on Instagram. As a result of that, was there a conversation with Joshua over the phone or by text message? I think I FaceTimed him. I think I FaceTimed him. went there. But that conversation the prosecutor happens. We had a conversation. I said, if you're banging to him, then I'll let it. Head home. Did he tell you what his plan was? Josh? Oh, shit, just go back to work like normal. What did he say you guys about me? He was afraid of you. What? Really? Are you serious? He's afraid of what you and your people can do to him and his family. He really said that? That's crazy. What else he said? Didn't you get an interview? I don't know it. I know. All right. Man, I can't wait to get in front of the prosecutor.
How long after the incident did you have this conversation via FaceTime with Billy?
Like how you did that? I don't know, I was laying there scrolling.
I think it's a tattoo.
Literally right after I looked at my phone and seen it, I'm like, fuck, it calls him, I don't know. It's in my phone.
It's too much in a design to be
Did
here.
you ever send screenshots of what you were looking at to him? I don't remember. He gave you any sort of reaction? Oh, yeah. Like, fuck, basically. Was that because you found out, or because you believe he just found out for the first time? Maybe because we both just found out for the first time. Fair answer, but you see what I'm asking there, right? Do you think he withheld that from you? I believe he did. I can't get over this dude saying he's just afraid of me, and he slept in my fucking house. Hey, I'm the same place as me. It's mind blowing. Everyone has a game to play at this point. He's playing his. Oh man, I can't wait. You know, I can't wait for that to go through the phone. There's the next one, man. We will eventually, within a month or two, have access to your phone. It takes a little time. Man, fuck that at this point. I'm willing to give you a fucking passcode.
If that's something you want to give us.
Fuck, I'm thinking about it. I'm literally sitting here thinking about it right now. Literally thinking about it right now.
Yes.
Here was a question in mind. Are we ever going to get our G back? My understanding is yes. That I don't have a specific answer for. So there's two different things happening here. Like you said, you answer our questions on one of the bone work with you on that end too. That is a decision that's to be made between my sergeant, my lieutenant back in Michigan, and the command staff here locally. I have no reason to believe, I have not been led to believe in any way, shape, or form by anyone involved that is not going back to your wife. There's no reason for us to keep it. It was not used in the crime. As soon as they're done processing and have everything they want on a search warrant, it's over. We don't need it anymore. It goes back to her. So she's gonna have to come all the way over here to pick it up. Is she here in town right now? Is she in Michigan or is she in Texas? Alright, she went home. We're selling the rest of our cars and I gotta get a good lawyer. And $10,000 isn't gonna buy me a lawyer. She wants like 50 grand, so. What do you buy for 50 grand though? Yeah, be silver. Yeah, be silver. You understand what I'm asking though? Yeah, I buy, hopefully a 10-year sentence. At least one of the two of you guys can have to do significantly more time than that. Well, it won't be me. You'll see. In my mind, I want to make sure you know what you're fighting for here. And what's at stake. We've talked about it already. You want to be that good family man, you want to respect your peers. You want people to know you're not a monster. That's what we're doing here. Man, if you go, all you gotta do is go back and look at our histories. It is a little mine. You gonna see I've been working. Been busting my ass working 16-hour shifts in the fucking steel plant. So, owning my own business and everything's done legit. What steel plant do you work at? Should I work at Hercules Drone Steel, Eaton Steel? Where's that? In Livonia. Okay. And then I first started at, I can't remember the name of it now, all the other stuff in my mind. But it's in Romulus, small steel plant. But I started there, then I learned everything I had to learn. And then I went to Eaton Steel, Hercules Drone Steel, and I stayed there. And this happened. Steel went through the top of my hand. Believe it or not, it barely touched me. And it's just so sharp because we were running a flat steel sheet, and it was, my hand barely nudged it. I was going to measure it to make sure it was the right size. Just made me to pull my whole hand open. Arteries split in half, and I have something like that. I did metal pouring and prototyping during the recession. I was working part-time in the sheriff's department, and I was pouring prototype Kirkside products for pound for stamps. So I was doing sand casting and metal pouring. And while I cleaned out the auger, it came fucking loose. And it embedded itself in my finger. And they actually did a pretty fucking good job bandaging me up on that one. My hand got stuck in that fucking machine. And it was just enough where it got traction on something else and didn't keep on tearing through my hand.
What are they doing?
Yes, I can make all fists. My tendons don't allow me to make all fists. See, all I did was crack the bone, and that went straight down to the bone. No, I never finished this physical therapy. I had to go back to work. Like, my bills can't say, hey, I'll catch you later. I can't pay you right now. I had to go back to work. You're right. That is the toughest job I've ever done in my entire life, with the most exposure to, like, just nasty shit. Yeah, all that come out of here spitting up black shit and wasn't good. All the stuff that was in that sand we were pouring and making those prototypes out of, all that shit was completely toxic. Everything was a carcinogen. Yeah. But, yeah, I'll see a doctor and say this is as good as I can get my fist closed. And you feel it?
It looks closed to me.
Yeah. I can't get my fist closed.
You closed it enough to punch
My
her
tendons
so
just-
hard you lost a tooth.
Shit, I had to go back to work. I couldn't take the time off of work.
Are you kidding me? He is complaining he can't close his fist all the way. That's the fist he punched her in the face with.
But when I realized my hand isn't gonna be what I needed it to be to keep working in the steel, I paid to get my CDL, and then I started to hit the road. Actually, I didn't hit the road right out the gate. I was hauling cars, moving them around, and then I was like, shit, I can make more money going over the road. Went over the road, save my money, save my money, save my money. Got my trucks. So I noticed some paperwork in your car. And that paperwork was some death certificates and some bank statements from my uncle, credit union. That's your uncle. How are you guys related? from my grandmother. Her mother was related to them. And so what is a family tree? So it's my great grandmother, basically me and him, I took care of him. Okay. But it was like his mother and I think my great grandmother, on which side? From my grandma Dolores. Is that maternal or paternal? Maternal. Alright. But they were just all related, and I took care of them. I went over.
I don't know that we know for sure. The way the wife tells the story, they both went down into the basement, and then that's Hernandez, he came out first and said, "Where's the money?" And the other one was still in the basement. Then he came up a few minutes later, or a few seconds. The timeline is weird. Anyway, he came up after, and he had blood on him. And when she saw the blood on the other guy, she screamed. So, I think we're all assuming that the other guy did the beating part. And I don't think we know if the other guy was there, if this guy, Hernandez, was there when it started, or if he was already upstairs or on his way upstairs. So I'm assuming he didn't have any part in that. Maybe he was just supposed to beat him up to get the location of the money or the safe or the jewels, whatever they thought was in the house. And so then this guy, the big guy, came upstairs to then interrogate the wife as to where the safe or the money or whatever was. Because, of course, they're not going to say who killed him unless this guy's going to flip on the other guy, which I don't know, because they're not sitting next to each other in court. They made sure they separated them in court because there's bad blood between them now. They're mad at each other. So, and that has not been mentioned as to why they're mad at each other, but they're not letting them sit close to each other. So, that is something that we're all still in the dark about. So, I am assuming, I could not be correct. It's very possible that I'm not. But I'm assuming that the other guy was the one that did the unaliving. And that this guy just wanted this guy to be his partner in a home invasion. Hey, Jill.
I fed him, took him clothes. What's the name attached to that? Zuozo? Yeah, that's the one, yeah. You know, like he just had a heart attack, his heart gave away on him.
I was a little concerned when I first saw that. I sat there and I was like, did you steal people's death certificates? Like, what is this stuff?
I'm not, well, great uncle, but y'all took care of him forever. Made sure he ate. And when he couldn't do himself, I washed him.
I know about that.
But again, that's family. Like if my family member needs me, I'm there. See, the news don't see that side of me. When you guys release this, hopefully you release that part. That I took care of. Fucking comfortable.
I'm not asking these questions for no reason.
But yeah.
What I think this entire case did, at a baseline level, you took a whole bunch of people, your partner took a whole bunch of people on the north end of Rochester, and you put the absolute fear and death in them, because all of them can empathize with the victim and go, that could have just as easily been me as that guy.
Or I can empathize with the victim, that could have been me.
I think I probably know the answer to this already. Why the husband and not the wife?
What do you mean?
Why not both?
It was never supposed to happen. What do you mean, why not both?
I'm trying
No,
not.
it was never supposed to happen.
He He doesn't have the face tattoos Jelly Roll has.
They're full of. You understand what I'm saying, though? Yeah, it was never supposed to happen, bro. But if I'm supposed to believe the other guy's a monster, why doesn't he come up and enter too? It was never supposed to happen. Why did you guys leave so quickly? What do you mean? You guys run the house for 21 minutes. I never said I was there the second day. Now you put me somewhere I never agreed to say I was there. Doesn't matter, I know you were there. Your face is on camera, your voice is on camera. More camera. We're gonna do it all. The second day? Whole days. Oh, I ain't knowing no better. I don't even give a fuck. I don't want to be there. It was never supposed to, like, when I tell you when he came up to me and started talking to me. He's like, we gotta go now, we gotta go now. Like, you could ask her, she was never put in no bindings until he came upstairs. She never had no bindings on.
You just said you weren't there the second day. Now you're telling him what happened the second day. Smart guy.
Another thing. So the one interview that I did with all this was with the wife. You know what fucked her up in the hospital when we got to that part of the story? Is she paused and hesitated and she broke down. And it was, I can't believe I didn't see it. I can't believe I didn't recognize it. If we really had a gas emergency, why wouldn't, after we refused entry the night before, why wasn't the fire department or police department called out? I should have recognized it right then and there. If I would have, my husband wouldn't be alive. Can't believe you messed with him. Why did you take no for an answer the night of? The door was open. It was that night. The houses are 100 feet apart, door to door. You could have walked right through. Didn't want to be there, like, so, yeah, just, it wasn't supposed to happen. It wasn't supposed to happen.
There you go, Marty.
Did you fight back? You had to ask him. So you said him, what do you mean? Oh, that's another question for the prosecutor.
Oh, dude, you're not getting a deal. Don't even try it.
But did she tell you that she sat there without any kind of tape on her or nothing on her until they came back upstairs? She's bounced back and forth on the series of events. She said she got hit in the face. She said she got taped up by her hands and by her ankles. I think one over her mouth as well. Nothing ever happened to her, so she came back upstairs. Who hit her in the face? I don't even recall her being hit. The entire one side of her face is all black and blue. Yeah, I don't recall her being hit. Do you remember seeing blood on Joshua inside the house? Yeah. You talk about that out in the car? A little bit. They're just stolen cell phones. What stolen cell phones? We don't have any good cell phones. I'll ship their phones out of freeway somewhere, man.
Orange is the new black.
When you guys left, what route did you take?
I think we came out on, I think it starts with a B. Took that straight up to up here around, 75.
Alright. Do you remember where the phone got from? Is there any sort of landmark you saw on the side of the road? Any road
No,
out?
I wasn't paying attention.
Who threw them out? You were in?
You do want.
Were you still in Michigan?
The car keys to the Infinity.
I don't know. I don't know where they're at. All the cars are still there, right?
Well, this missing set of car keys, which made us question whether we had to worry about someone coming back and stealing the car. And the family's still wondering that too. It's gonna cost probably, $500 or $600 to get the car rekeyed, something like that.
To get a car rekeyed? That's just, well, I don't know.
You have to replace the ignition too. I can't remember what they told me that was potentially.
What's disturbing is that they have a prison jumpsuit that big. That means there are other prisoners that size too.
The cost. But it's the new file, incomplete rekey.
Well, I just had to rekey all my cutlass in my Jeep because the keys are in the car and won't let her out.
We can see 2 pairs of keys for this, that's keys for that car, or at least one set.
You know, in the center console, you lift up the bottom part, the keys are to my Jeep and my cutlass are in there. And semi-truck keys, but those are spares.
And the only other thing I'm looking for is what happened to that fucking necklace.
What necklace?
I was wearing a necklace at the time. It is the main piece of jewelry, the only piece of jewelry that's missing off this person. He still had a Rolex on his wrist. And quite honestly, a super identifiable and valuable one. We found a ring underneath his body. And we found that necklace. And it kind of makes me think, because the zip ties weren't used, that something really went wrong down there in that basement. Something unexpected.
So somebody took a necklace from him?
Necklace and the gun.
And I wish I could talk to this fucking new kid, man.
I also anticipate, based on on the history we know about him, there was no less than $2,000 in his pocket.
I don't know, like I told you, we had our own money. I don't know what was taken from the house. Still don't know what was taken from the house. I wish I would have the opportunity to talk to Josh though.
Weren't you there?
How long after the DTE truck was burned did it take you guys to get out of town?
Shit. The car backed up within, I don't know, a few hours.
And then how long after the incident did you guys take the DTE truck out of the truck?
Almost immediately.
Immediately?
We don't
So
have
when did
one
you see
anymore.
Get past the victim died?
In Gainesville, there's no Red Lobster anymore.
Oh, it's 7 o'clock.
Immediately took off.
Yeah, it's been about
I'm
7
mad about
o'clock
it.
at night. Okay. That's about when I left. How did you guys know I was in Louisiana?
License plate readers. You're driving a vehicle that's registered.
Yeah.
We didn't know always where. We knew general direction.
living coffee on my way home or at home. Why did you guys go to Lowe's in a couple hours leading up to all this? Josh wants.
He wants to talk to the prosecutor. Oh, I make my own Cheddar Bay biscuits.
You want to tell me what those were?
Travis says they're better
Is
than
that right?
Red Lobster.
The zip ties. So, who has the experience with the zip ties? Where did that come from? Man, all you gotta do is look at our history and you see I don't have a history of shit like this. This is not what I do. I work. Besides,
Oh, cool. I wish ours had been. I miss it. I don't even buy the mix. I do my own with Bisquick. I figured it out. It tastes. Travis says better. To me, it tastes just like them, not better.
but, yeah, this is not what I do, man. I don't break into people's houses.
He wants to talk to the prosecutor.
I don't sit by people.
He says he has an insurance policy and he wants to make some kind of a deal.
I don't think you had the intention to kill him. But I do think the robbery had a lot of intent. I think that going to Lowe's for the zip ties beforehand, coming back twice, I think when you say it is closer to 5 or closer to 15 days, you guys went to Home Depot and bought the masks and bought the yellow vests. Because, I mean, there's at least 10 days lead up, at the very least. Feels like 5 days before. I know we went one a while ago. What caused you guys to stall and not do it then? I just didn't want to do it. I kept like, something inside of me kept telling me no. What made you finally say yes? You was finally like, let's just fucking get it done. What pushed you over the edge to say yes to him? I don't know, it just seemed like it was perfect. Like he said, like the explanation was, you're going wrong. And that's Joshua or this mysterious third party? You should both of them together. Where'd the DTE placards come from? Some guy in Michigan. Was it just the placards he gave you, or was it other things? Just the placards. So he's not the guy who provided all the DTE paperwork, an idea. Those are two different people.
This is the guy who gave you the paperwork and all that stuff. So he's the same guy who kind of runs the show and comes up with these ideas.
No, that guy, like the guy that comes up with the ideas, he's in Detroit too, but the guy that like shows paperwork and everything, no.
Different people.
Yeah. Because the ideas come from the Blue Lane Web. I don't know if Josh told you about him, but that's where ideas come from. What's his name? Well. Yeah, Weddle, like White Boy Weddle. That's where ideas come from. Whether it can be done is another question.
Do you have his number saved in your phone?
Yeah.
What's he saved as?
Weddle.
Weddle. And And is it a text message or is it a social media page? It's a direct phone number. Right.
I take Bisquick and I mix up the Bisquick like it says do it, which I think all I do is put milk in it and mix it up. And then add cheddar cheese. And then, yeah, and then I bake it like it says on the package. And then I melt butter and I add garlic and the Old Bay seasoning just to taste. And then I just spread it on top of the biscuits. Well, to be Cheddar Bay, you gotta add the Old Bay seasoning. And then it's the garlic, the Cheddar Bay biscuits. Or you could just do it with the garlic butter. But that's all it is. And it's so good.
I know we're looking at a number, and I can't tell you what it is because I don't know what it is off the top of my head. And there's an involvement there. And we're trying to gauge what that involvement is right now. What do you mean a number?
Where's my phone?
There's a number to a phone that we don't have enough information on yet to say who the owner of it is yet. But we know there's another party out there. What is the number? Phone number. Yeah, what is the phone number? I don't know off the top of my head. Oh. We're trying to put that phone number with someone because we believe they're involved. Well, if I know the number, I can tell you, but I don't know the number. Numbers in your phone. If you're telling me that you talk to this guy, that puts one and one together. Then you're willing to give me access to your phone. Not yet. I need to talk to this prosecutor first. You don't know when I'm going to be back in Michigan? Well, let me be very clear on that point. I don't know, I promise you I don't know. But if I did know that, I couldn't tell you that because it potentially endangers any transport that you might have. Alright. Like, I'm not fucking around. Like, aren't you guys as Oakland County coming to get me, or are you faster than that extradition bus to get me? I don't know that either. I would figure it would be our guys because our guys are paid by the Oakland County Sheriff's Office. Or paid by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office when they pay for the extradition. Who they contract to do it with, whether it would be the U.S. Marshals, whether it would be us, they figure it would be us, but that's no guarantee. And whether that's a plane ride, whether that's a bus, whether that's a car, I don't know. I mean, my concern here, dude, if I had to transport myself, make sure that they fucking do. Yeah. And how to safely get you back while still protecting the public is going to be a concern. All right. What other questions you got? That's it.
Yeah, he did. And I'm all high and mighty. It's not just about self-control. It's not always about self-control.
Are you going to send us to the hospital when I get ready? From here, there is going to be a conversation between him and I, most likely on speakerphone, with probably at least at a bare minimum 2 of our bosses. And then they're going to talk to their bosses. We're going to hang out with them and talk to another group at the Sheriff's Department and the Prosecutor's Office, and they're going to make those decisions away from us. Is the message getting relayed? Yes, the message is going to be relayed. Absolutely it will be. Did Josh actually make a statement? You could be honest with me. Josh told us he was scared. That's all he said. That's all I know. And this dude getting on the plane. Slept at my house. Alright. Alright, what? Any more questions? You have one? About how much longer will my car? That has to be finished for because it's not us. There's bosses that are in charge of that, but I don't expect the moment it's not needed, I don't see why they would hang on to it. All right. The message will be relayed. I am honest, I won't fuck you over, all right? We have a job to do here. Everything that we talked about here is eventually gonna go in front of a prosecutor for them to review, they're gonna make their decision, all right? I have no control after it gets submitted to them. All right. I appreciate you, sir. Yes, sir. Is it open or relaxed? It's usually relaxed. How is it here, by the way? I've only ever worked in one jail. It's fucking horrible. I want to go back to Michigan. It's just like Oakland County Jail. It's not any different. I want to go back. Sit tight, someone will be ready for you, all right? Yeah.
Detective, was that the only time you spoke to the defendant?
Yes.
And after this interview, that you testified earlier to, was it you and Wesley grabbed the evidence that was given to you and head back to Michigan?
Yes.
Did you transport Mr. Hernandez?
No.
No further questions.
Okay, all right, so we start cross-exam, but it's 5 p.m., so I'm gonna let you go for the evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna ask you to be back tomorrow, 8:30 a.m., okay? Anticipate a full day, okay? All right, thank you.
Look at us getting done on time today. Oh, look. It's only October 2nd and Jill got a Christmas story reference in already.
Yeah, this should be.
Oh, okay.
This
Is that the one that was this line? The full set? Okay.
Should have everything. Absolutely.
When you're raised that no food is off limit, like when you're not taught that some foods are bad for you, I know that sounds like a cop-out, but like, I was not one of those kids that was taught that it was wrong to drink soda when you're little. You know, like I didn't have milk with every meal. I was never taught to eat healthy as a kid. Like I was never taught that some foods are bad for you. I never learned that. Everyone in my family ate what, and I'm talking my whole family. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody. When we had family reunions, good Lord, the calories. I was never taught that there are healthy foods and there are bad foods. Never. I didn't even, not until I was grown and started taking nursing classes, did I even know there was good and bad foods. And then when you get hit with that as an adult, it's like, what? You mean there's stuff you're not supposed to eat? Then why do they sell it, you know? And then when you're on medications that have weight gain as a side effect, and then you have illnesses that have weight gain as a symptom, I think he's a little similar too, Michelle. It's just, some people, it's just not, it sounds easy in theory. Just don't eat as much. But there are people that have things, I'm not talking about him. What is 4432? Yeah. Yeah, I was never taught. And then my nutrition teacher in college taught us that protein was bad, that we needed to have carbs. I'm like, and then when I learned differently during my weight loss journey, I'm like, this woman's crazy. Why did she teach us we needed to eat carbs? She was nuts. Because your body's fuel, your nervous system fuel runs on, their fuel is carbs. But your body will turn other things into carbs. So if you eat a lot of protein, it will turn that protein into the carbs, into sugar that it's called hang on, I'll get the word in a minute. It's a big one. It's hard. Neoglucogenesis, I think. Neoglucogenesis, that sounds right. And it happens in your liver. If you have a healthy liver, your liver will turn protein into glucose, which is sugar, for your nervous system to run on. And if you eat a lot of protein and you don't have a bunch of extra sugar that's going to turn to fat on your body because you're not burning it up, then you're going to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. You don't need to eat carbs to fuel your nervous system. And that, I don't know who taught that nutrition teacher or why they hired her to teach the students that. I was an active kid and still overweight. And I think that was just genetics because my whole family, my dad's whole side of the family, every last one of them overweight. And a lot of my mom's side of the family too. Not all of them, but a lot of them. I have a cousin, well, one of them died already. She had weight loss surgery. And I have a cousin on my dad's side and a cousin on my mom's side. They both had weight loss surgery. They both got the other one, the one I didn't want. They got the gastric bypass. They both lost weight. I got the gastric sleeve that made my stomach smaller but did not reroute my intestines. Because when you do that, you can't eat sugar ever again. It will make you sick. And I wasn't about to give up sugar. And that is where I went wrong because I'm still fat. And I said, like a couple years ago when I decided that I was going to get serious about losing weight, I said, okay, give me the bypass. I will do it. And they said no. Because they said if you can't lose weight after having the gastric sleeve, you won't lose weight after having the bypass. So that's when they put me on the medicine. I am not on the what's it called? Ozempic, the one that's a shot that some people say are dangerous, and I'm not on those. I'm on a different kind of medicine that just curbs my appetite. I've lost 70 pounds. I've gone down 2 sizes. I'm doing very well. I have just been stuck for a year. I can't get under 200. I'm stuck between 201 and 210. 201 is the end. That's the lowest I've gotten. My highest I've ever been is 310, so I've lost 100 pounds. 4 fruits and vegetables, 4 grains, 3 dairy, 2 proteins. That's what you're supposed to have a day or a meal. See, I never learned that. I would love to be a 12. I'm an 18-20. But I was a 22-24. See, that's not what my weight loss doctor wants me to have. I'm supposed to I forgot. I'm gonna have to ask when I go back in January because I forgot. It goes by grams. They go by grams. I'm supposed to have so many grams of protein a day, and it's more than 2 servings. I don't remember now what it is. Well, you're a guy. That's different. Women can look at food and gain weight. But I was 150 in high school, and everybody always said I was fat. And now my weight loss doctor, I asked him one time, because he didn't give me a goal weight. And I want to be 145, because I was 150 in high school, and everybody said I was fat. So now I want to be 145. And so I asked my weight loss doctor, what is a healthy weight for me? Like, what is your goal for me? What would be a healthy weight for me? And he said, 190. And I went, what? He goes, yeah, 190, healthy weight for you. I'm like, okay, but I want to be lower than that. He goes, okay, well, that's okay. If you want to be lower than that, you can get lower than that. I was like, okay, because, yeah, 190 is still fat. So if that's the case, I only have 20 more pounds. I'm stuck. Yo, I'm stuck. I was 211 this morning. And those crackers I kept eating, when was that? Yesterday or the day before? I was like, Travis, do not buy me these crackers again. He goes, why? I said, because this is the last pack. You just bought these yesterday. They're gone now. He goes, oh, great. Now I'm afraid you're going to start eating mine. I said, no, I'm not going to eat yours. I promise. I promise I'm not going to eat yours. But don't get them for me anymore because I'm going to eat them all at once. They were good. They were so good. They were Ritz peanut butter crackers. And I think in 2 days I ate like a whole pack of, they were like the individual packs of, like you put in your kid's lunchbox to go to school. Yeah, like in 2 days I ate a whole box of the. And another thing that does not help is the THC that I use for pain. That gives me the munchies. So I have healthy snacks like fruit and cottage cheese and that was not a healthy snack. And once I ate it. Once I ate one, 6 sandwiches per pack. And once I ate one, I just kept eating them. They were so good. It's like, nope, that's a no-no. I learned from my mistakes though, right? So not today. I have not spoken well this week. This has been a bad week, y'all. But I've been here. I've been here every day. I've been here for you guys every day. Oh, you guys don't want to see the pictures of me at 300 pounds. Buy one, get one free for a whole dozen? Like you bought a dozen, you got a dozen free? You guys would be proud of me. The whole time they had that Harry Potter donut limited edition thing, I did not get a single one. You would be very proud of me, guys. I'm proud of myself. I really, really am proud of myself. You didn't get my message? I said get milk. It's all Michelle's fault. She started talking about the Red Lobster. Well, and Jill's. They started talking about Cheddar Bay biscuits, and I decided we needed some Cheddar Bay biscuits. But we don't have milk, so that's good. Then I don't have to eat Cheddar Bay biscuits. Yeah, I have to drive 45 minutes for Krispy Kreme. But I could have done it if I was over there for something else, because I go to Gainesville. Used to go more often, but still go over there for something at least a couple times a month, if not more than that. I love donuts. Weight Watchers has this dough recipe, and it is fat-free Greek yogurt. I think it's just, I think it's just fat-free Greek yogurt and flour. And you mix it together, and then you add whatever flavorings or whatever you want to it, and you can make donuts, you can make bagels, you can make all kinds of stuff with it. And it's an acquired taste, but once you get used to it, it's good. Nichelle said hi. Nichelle said hi. He says hi back. Well, I was doing those protein shakes, those Herbalife protein shakes. I still have some left up there. I need to buy some more because I'm running low. But I was starting to get burnt out on them. But really, probably if I want to like jumpstart the weight loss again, I could probably go back to doing one for breakfast, one for lunch, and then like a lean cuisine or something like that for dinner. But I kind of got burnt out on them. Maybe if I start doing a different flavor or something and start back doing that, that might help. But donuts are do nuts. And if I start going to Disney, see, this is something else I'm going to have a problem with. Because Disney has these, like, very unique, like, little treats and stuff. And that was going to be... Okay, Disney food used to be horrible. Like, when I used to go all the time, like, before I got married, which was in ancient times, 20 years ago. The food was awful. And you paid big bucks for this horrible, awful theme park food, right? So they started upping their game, and they have really good food now. So that is the idea for some of the like videos I'm gonna make, is trying some of Disney's signature treats. So I'm gonna have to be really careful to not overdo it. They have a spring roll cart that has all different kind of spring rolls. They have one that has cheeseburgers. It's a cheeseburger spring roll. And they taste like a Big Mac is what I've been told. But they have other ones that have other fillings, which I don't know because I only ever hear about the cheeseburger ones because they're so good. But it's a snack. It's like 2 little bitty spring rolls, which for my little stomach now, would probably fill me up and I'd be fine and wouldn't want to eat anything else. So that's good. Low carb tortillas are good. I can't tell the difference from like a regular flour tortilla. I don't know what makes them low carb, but they're not bad. That was one meal, but 6 donuts, that was too much calories for one meal, Marty. That's a lot of calories. Oh, a foot-long Subway tuna's not bad, though. Well, it's a lot of bread, but still, not bad. 2 large carrot cake bars. That's all you ate today? Jeez. You need a woman. That is not how you're supposed to eat, Marty. Speaking of, I have to go make dinner for my man. I think we're going to have, I get to cook tonight. Not that I like to cook, but we've been eating frozen dinners for days now because of this being... I'm going to make shepherd's pie tonight. He loves shepherd's pie. I can make shepherd's pie every... Well, he would eventually get burnt out on it, but I was going to say I could make it every night and he'd be happy. That's his favorite thing I make, I guess. Let me see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else he likes better than... No, I think pretty much shepherd's pie is his favorite. Yeah, that's the thing with shepherd's pie. Usually I gain weight when I make shepherd's pie. I've also been told not to weigh every day. And also, I think I've got some water weight going on now too, because I notice when I go to bed after sitting up here all night that my feet are a little swollen. So, yeah, donuts are bad. Donuts I will do. Donuts and cookies are two things that I can't just do like one or two. I do quite a bit at a time. So, those, I don't even buy them. I don't even buy them anymore because I can't eat just one or two. Like, yeah. They go way too fast. I can't eat things that are just supposed to be eaten one at a time when we buy them in large quantities because they're gone. I just ate the last of my salad, but I love salads. I love salads. Oh, we have a coffee shop in town that they were just like coffee and pastries, and they just expanded, and there's a restaurant now, and they have fast food as well as real food and real salads, and I'm so excited because I don't have to, if I don't want to cook, I don't have to call him and say, bring home something from McDonald's. He can go get me a salad. He can get me healthy food now if I don't want to cook. So I'm so excited about that. So we don't have Costco's. There's one in Orlando. I think we're starting to get them in Florida now because there's one in Orlando. So it's probably going to hit like the bigger cities first before it gets to close to where I live. Okay, guys, I got to go and cook dinner. Thank you for hanging out with me today. So tomorrow we will do more Betty Broderick at 8, and then at 9:30 we will do more of this fiasco. I hate two juries. I was hoping they weren't going to do this thing where they send one jury out and just do evidence for one and not the other. But they did it. Nat. Travis letting bugs in the house. But it's always a pain in the butt when they have two juries, but they'll. And that one dude on the jury today, like, entitled much. Like, that's why I was just kick him, because he's probably gonna be bitching and moaning the whole entire trial about something. That Asian chicken salad at Zaxby's is my favorite meal right now. I love it so much. It is just the best. Whoever invented that is just my favorite person because that thing is so good. Okay, guys, remember to be kind to people, love your family, and Jesus loves you, and so do I. Bye, guys. I'll see you in the morning.